Okay. Good evening. We will call the meeting for the Zoning Board of Appeals for December 10th, 2025 to order at this time. I'd like to start with a roll call for the board. Excuse me, I'm on that track again. Roll call for this commission. Wanda Ackerman,
Yes.
Vicki Flaskamp, Troy Clampett,
Here.
Richard Gonzalez,
Here.
Jason Jarrett,
Here.
Deborah Kane,
Here.
Commissioner Pate, here. Okay, let's begin. Actually, we have to have consent for the approval of agenda for our last meeting. Do I have any comments from the commissioners or motion to approve the last agenda? You can't hear back there? What type of audio do we have going out to the crowd? Do we have audio going out? Okay. So that's on us. I'll speak louder since we're in this temporary facility. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, I believe the consent agenda is a carryover from a different agenda, and I don't think we have minutes to
So
approve.
we don't have to do that. And we had a meeting, the previous meeting that we did have, though. We're fine with those agendas? The minutes from the previous meeting. Okay, just delays? Okay, all right, thank you. So we will go right into new business then. So this evening, we have ZBA 2510 regarding the property at 3351 North Ardmore. It's a range of addresses. It's on the agenda. I won't read it, all of it. It's a planned unit development, and the petitioner, Hawthorne World, is here to present tonight. So at this time, if we have a review from the staff.
So I'll introduce the case and then hand it over to the development team.
Okay.
This is ZBA 2510.
Mm-hmm.
The addresses are 351 to 451 North Ardmore Avenue and 400 to 416 North Beverly. The application is for a special use for a planned unit development. Overall, the proposed development is a 7-story, 348 mixed-use building, so retail, commercial space on the first floor with residential units above. From there, I'll turn it over to the development team, and staff is available to help answer any additional questions regarding the proposal.
Thank you. Just a reminder for all of us, obviously, since we're not in our normal facility, we're speaking louder than normal, so you don't have audio.
Open Meetings Act says everybody has to hear it. I can tell you, I can't.
That's what I'm saying now, is that reminding everyone we have to speak louder. Right?
I'll speak loud.
That's what we're saying. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. Okay? All right. So before we begin, I am. Do you swear that the statements that you will provide us this evening are truthful and honest to the best of your ability?
I do.
Thank you. Can you state your name and your organization, and we'll begin.
My name is Nick Standiford. I'm a land use attorney at Shane Banks, and the address is 70 West Madison in Chicago.
Thank you.
Good evening. I've been a part of this development for a few years now. As I'm not sure who on this board was, if anybody, was part of the first time this came around in 2021. This project was approved by the village board, and we, as you saw in the staff report, we lost our financing. We lost our primary lender, and that created a cascade of negative problems to the site you see today, which is admittedly a construction zone, an open construction zone, right? It has rubble, it's got wind screens up, and I think everyone in the village wants to see it. It wants to see it flourish, and it wants to see this project work out because it's a wonderful location, right next to the Metro. in a great area with the properties that have already been assembled, a big open space on Ardmore, only down the street from Village Hall and only a 5-minute drive from here at the Rec Center. It's a fantastic location and it's a great project. And I think everyone wants to see it succeed. So we're disappointed that it hasn't succeeded thus far, but we're excited to be back here. We have assembled a large team. We think it's an improved team than the last time we came, and we think that the plans we have with village staff's input the second time around has improved the plans, and you'll see that tonight. So with us here tonight from Hawthorne is Brian Ebel. He's right there. He's our Chief Commercial Officer, and he'll be speaking tonight about the green nature of this development and why we're so excited about this, and why, frankly, other people who are into green development are also excited about this development. We'll have Jike Jones, who's in the back there, raise his hand. He's our architect on the project. He'll talk about the plans that he prepared. He'll walk you through the site plan, which I think actually Chris prepared, but we'll walk you through the site plan, which is kind of the aerial view of what the development would look like. And then we'll walk you through the elevations, which are what the sides of the development would look like. And we'll try to walk you through the floor plans a little bit, go to the first floor, the second floor, the pool deck, and so on and so forth. Jike will help me do that. We have Andrew Belfray, who's our project manager. I talked about bringing on kind of a new and improved team. Andrew's a big part of it. He has extensive construction experience, and he's ready to get this project rolling if it's approved by the board. We have Doug Shannon, our landscape architect from Gary Weber, which is a prominent landscaping design firm. He's here tonight. We have Chris Lindley in the back. His engineering firm helped draw the stormwater plans and the other plans that have actually already been approved. This project went through zoning. We applied for a building permit, so we had to submit all the stormwater plans, all the engineering plans, and a building permit was actually issued. So this project was close to getting developed, if not for the lapse in the financing. And so we can talk to Chris about the engineering. And then Yolanda Contreras is here. She's been with Hawthorne way longer than me. She's the Chief Operations Officer and Executive Vice President. And she's here tonight. She didn't want to talk, so you may not hear from her. She said she's a little shy, but if you have questions, she'd be happy to answer them. So I'm going to bring up, as I said, Jike, and I'm going to have him walk you through the development here.
Thank you. As you each come up, I'll have to swear you in individually, so we'll do that each time, but only once, not every time.
The mic over here.
All right. Do you swear to tell the truth about everything you tell us in these proceedings today?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Can you state your name for us?
It's Richard Jones. I'm with Jones & Jones Architects, 6120 Peters Creek Road, Roanoke,
You can't
Virginia.
hear back there. You have to
Yeah.
speak up a little bit,
Yeah.
please.
Want me to repeat that? I'm Richard Jones, Jones & Jones Architects. Our address is 6120 Peters Creek Road, Roanoke, Virginia.
Okay. All right. Yes, thank you.
All right, so Mr. Jones, can you describe your any professional experience you have?
Yes, our firm Jones & Jones has been in existence since 1975. I joined the firm in 1980. We've done nursing homes, assisted living homes, apartment complexes, all up and down the East Coast from Connecticut to Florida and as far west as Bozeman, Montana.
So I think everyone in the room can tell your accent's a little different than some folks here in Chicago. How did you get linked up with Dr. Vish and Hawthorne?
We actually did a project in Virginia together. It's been about 5 years ago now, and it was a conversion of a motel to an assisted living facility, assisted and independent living. And from there, we have done several smaller projects, but this is the first one in Chicago.
All right, and tell me about this project. How did you get involved in this project, or when did you start working on this project? And can you kind of just run me through from 2020 or whatever until present?
We started out with a concept of an apartment complex and found that we wanted to have it all contained. And Dr. Fish was able to acquire options on this, essentially the whole city block. And from there, we went forth with the the programming based on the feasibility study, number of units, types of units, and those types of things. And then we slowly developed all of our parking as part of the facility, and we wanted it to be so that you didn't come up to an apartment complex and see nothing but parking. We wanted it to be all concealed. It is within the building. Further, we wanted to go net zero with our energy, and so we've gone to multiple standards on the energy conservation on this project.
All right, so you talked about the parking. The site, the document we're looking at right now is the site plan, right?
Correct.
And so this shows kind of how big the building is going to be on the block, right?
Correct.
And it almost goes to the lot lines. And why is that?
That's a combination of we were trying to maximize, and the village's zoning ordinance strongly pushes us in that direction. We need to be sections within 5 feet of the property line around the perimeter on an average, and that's what we've done. We've maximized both for zoning requirements and for a needs.
All right, so while this picture may look like a giant parking lot, what is this showing us?
This is just the piece that sits on the ground. This is what occupies the ground floor level.
All right, so the parking lot is going to be on the ground floor?
It's 2 levels. One level is right on the ground floor, and then we have ramps that go up. Oh, you can't see that when I point to it. Sorry about that. We have ramps that go up to the 2nd level of parking.
And then, Michelle, would you be able to point to the general location of where the ramp would be that goes into the parking? So that would be along,
Terrace.
yeah,
Yes, that's correct.
I can't see it.
Yes, she pointed to it.
Yep, okay. So that's where you enter into the building where Ms. House is pointing right now. That's the ramp.
That's the ramp for the 2nd level.
Okay, and how do you get into the first level?
First level is at the far end of the building. And this, can I see
Yeah,
this?
there you go.
Yeah.
People online might not be able to see it, but, yeah, okay. So down here is, we got 2 pointers, so we're probably good on that. So that's how you get into the building, all right? So all the parking is internal to the building.
That is correct.
All right, and there's also some other spaces around the site, is that right?
That is correct.
Where are those parking spaces? And you can use the pointer if you think it would be helpful. But just
But
watch this
th-
cord down here.
That's the majority of the parking, since I'm not using the mic anyway.
Yeah, we need the mic, yeah.
It's not any good, so go ahead.
We have some parking here that was done on a separate project already, and this parking lot was recreated in order to move from here to there with building.
But that parking lot on the east is not part of this plan development.
It is not. It's already been
Correct.
constructed.
Right. We will need we do need the microphone though, because we're recording, so. The viewers on YouTube have a better audio than we do, so.
In addition, we have parking along this area, and working with the staff, we've actually created a fire lane where there's no parking here. And this is our main entrance as we come into the building here.
The main entrance for
Main-
pedestrians.
Pedestrians is right here into the building. And then this strip along the front here is all of our amenities and activities on this first floor.
So when you say amenities, what are we talking about?
We're talking about a fitness center, a theater, different types of lounge activities, and we actually have a place at the end here that people can have their computers and actually go outside, and it's undercover under the building here. At the other end, we have a restaurant area here and just a retail space that's yet to be determined for its use.
All right, and in the staff comments, in the staff report for tonight's meeting, they talked about this restaurant. There's another component to the restaurant, right, on the second floor?
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Yes, it is. We have a stairway here that accesses up to a second level that has a view out this side, so that we have 2 levels of seating for a restaurant.
All right, so the staircase is inside the building to get up to the second level.
That is correct. It's an internal stairway here.
Oh, that's okay for now. So then, the staff comments also asked about about the exit entrance on the south side on Terrace Street. Do the residents who want to take the Metra, how do they get into the building if they want the shortest path?
We have created an entrance here that you come, if you're at the metro station here, and you come into the building. We also have an elevator and a small elevator lobby that you can come into at that end of the building.
All right. And then another staff comment in the report was about the EV chargers. Can you show us where those are currently located?
Currently, they are located right here.
So inside in which floor of the parking lot?
This is on the first level.
All right, and then where would another option to put them be, and why would you maybe not want to put them in that other area?
Multiple options. The other would be at the other end of the building because it's close to the entranceway. The main obstacle against that is all of our electric services at this end, and it's just a long run, but that's not a major factor if staff were determined that that's where it should be, or if it should be split up. We're able to do that.
So we could we could relocate the chargers, it just may be a longer electrical run to the different location in the garage.
That is correct.
All right, and then another component from the staff report was talking about the garbage. Can you show us where the garbage corral is located?
Right now, it is right here.
And that's inside the building?
That is, well, yes, technically it is inside the building perimeter.
And there's an access off Vermont to get into that area?
Yes, right there.
All right. And then in the staff report, it mentioned, the restaurant, how do they get their trash into there?
We have actually, since this plan was done, created an access point from the backside here under the ramp going up and coming into it. There's already a door here to access the compactor in the trash room.
So they would walk through the garage with the trash and into the trash room?
That is correct.
All right. And then each of these parking spaces, is there another feature to these parking spaces for the residents?
Yes, we have at the end of every one of our parking spaces, we have a storage room that's on all the perimeter of the building, on this floor and on the second floor parking, so that folks can have, store a bicycle or any other elements that they want to store. Each one of those parking spaces has that ability.
All right. And then in the staff report, it mentioned that there was, I think that the parking spaces were needed for the WeWork and the gym, but those are only residents who can access those spaces, right?
That is correct. Those are not public access spaces. They are activity spaces for the residents.
And the residents already have parking spaces.
That is correct.
And there's also, you also get parking reductions. You don't need as many parking spaces if you have bike spaces, right?
That is correct.
Can you show us on the site plan kind of where the bike racks are outside and then where the bike storage room is
We
going to
have-
be located?
Yes, at this end of the building and at this end of the building, we have exterior racks, and then we have a room here that is an interior storage room for bikes of approximately 20 to 25 bikes in the interior storage.
All right.
In addition to the storage rooms for each individual parking space.
And then we talked about, I'm blanking on it now. Give me 1 second. All right, so there was another comment in the staff report about how are people going to move in? Can you show us kind of the order of operations? What are the options and how to get a moving truck to the site?
Yeah, this is the entrance right here that comes in, and there's an elevator right here. We will need to modify this sidewalk similar to what is done on this side of the street so that the truck can, or whatever moving van you have, will be able to pull off of the traffic and then load in through that door.
All right, so you're basically saying on the east side of the building, you would move the sidewalk closer to the building, and then you would create a little bump out for a loading zone.
That is correct.
Alternatively, could you also use there's some village parking spaces. There could be a discussion with the village about using the area on the other side of the street for a loading zone, correct?
Certainly, we'd be open to have that discussion.
All right. Let's talk about,
Excuse me, can you just say one thing?
yeah.
You only have one elevator?
No, we have multiple elevators. We have one in the center of the building, one at this end, and a bank of elevators in the center. So
Bank meaning two?
No, four
elevators.
total elevators.
So one freight, service car, one freight car
Yeah,
on the
typically,
east,
yes.
and then one on the south, and then you say four.
There's two in the central section.
That's what I was asking if it
Right,
was
there are
two.
two in that,
Okay.
two cars. And then there's one car in this elevator and one car in this elevator.
Okay,
All right, so while we're talking about the lobby, there were some comments in the staff report about, is the lobby aesthetically interesting enough? Can you talk about that?
Yes, the lobby is when you come into the building, it's a two-story, essentially glass exterior all the way up for the 2 stories. And then as you come into it, on the inside, we have a very large fish tank that separates the lobby from the parking garage area.
Are those saltwater fish or freshwater fish? I just went to the aquarium, so I consider
to be
myself an
determined.
expert now.
You can be the designer.
Yeah, thank you. The staff report talked about this pet area. I have some questions about that too. So what is this pet area? Where is it? And how are you going to get, manage the dogs if they go to the bathroom?
Just walk through the plans, right there. It's on the second level. Essentially, the building is in a U shape, and this is up on top of the second floor parking. This is a large amenity space for residents, and as part of it, we have a dog area on this end, and we control the drainage for that as a separate element from the rest of the stormwater system, so that we can control the waste there.
All right, is this on the pool deck area?
Yes, it is on the pool deck area.
All right.
is that the north side, east side, what is that?
That's south.
It's what?
South.
That's like here.
Okay,
All right, and then, Michelle, if you could go to maybe just the elevations, so we could talk about those for a little bit. Let's see the renderings.
The renderings?
Yeah, thank you, sorry about that. There we go. Okay, let's start at the outside, let's just go from the outside in. All right, so this is the rendering, this is what an artist puts together to have a concept of what it may look like, correct?
Yes.
All right, and this design, or this facade is a little different than the prior facade that was approved, right?
Yes, and, excuse me. This corner has been opened up before the building came and blocked it in, and as part of comments that came from our last meeting with the village, they wanted that corner opened up some, so we pulled our WeWork space back in. And this is the area that I spoke earlier, that we created some seating outside so that people can come out from the building and sit out here.
that's the south side, right?
That is, no, that's.
Northwest
that's north.
corner,
That's the northwest?
Yes.
Ardmore in Vermont.
It's,
So in this picture, and in the staff report, it talked about concrete masonry units.
I know
Can you
northwest
talk
is.
about what those
I
are?
just don't know where it is on there.
That is a split-face masonry element. It's to give a rougher texture to the look so that it's not smooth and be a little bit of a contrast with the brick that we have here. The split-face masonry is on this level and around on this side of the building.
All right, and in the prior design, there was no brick, right?
That is correct.
And why the brick here?
We thought we needed a little more accent, and conversations with the village through the planning process last time, they suggested that we make these modifications, and we have done so.
All right. Michelle, would you be able to go to the 2021 rendering, please? The one I emailed? Sorry to have to make you exit.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yep. Thank you very much for all your help. Sorry, I see it on my end here. That's okay. While she's working on that, talk about this concrete masonry use. Why, you said it's a rougher texture, but why use that material?
It just contrasts with the brick, gives us more shadow lines.
All right, and then so that's on the kind of the bottom part.
It's the podium, essentially. The first 2 floors create a podium, then the residential is above that. And the areas that are above it, the materials on that will be a hardy plank, a cementous type board.
All right, can you say that again a little slower?
Yeah, it's, Hardy is the name of the company that manufactures, it's called Hardy Board. It's a cement type board.
And that's going on the upper floors?
Upper floors, yes, the residential floors.
All right, and what was previously proposed in the 2021 iteration of these plans?
The 2021 was a metal panel, but the changes in the village's zoning do not allow it by right to be, but they do allow the hardy board, and so from an aesthetic standpoint, it gives us the same look.
Okay. Is there anything wrong with using CMU's concrete masonry unit? This,
No, it's a very durable product. It's a masonry product that probably lasts forever.
talk about the colors. There were some comments about the colors, why the colors, are those colors permitted by the village?
Yes, and we have a chart that shows the historic color palette and then gives the exact numbers of the colors and how they transpose over into the hardy plank.
There were some comments about, two of the sides not having the same vertical lines.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that comment?
Yes, we were trying to differentiate between the main entrance side of the building and the other sides.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's,
Maybe it's because it's on, the share screen is on on just the PowerPoint rather than on the screen itself. Okay. Now I really screwed it up.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, we can keep going. All right, so, talk about the signage. Tell us where the signs are gonna be for the tenants on the first floor and the general, like the main building sign. Where's that gonna go?
can we go back to the elevations?
Yeah, we're getting this boot
Okay.
back up, so you're gonna have to, maybe,
Okay.
they have their plans here in front of them. So maybe if everyone can go to the site plans, which is the one that's got the one that looks like a big parking lot. And, yeah,
I
that
can
one
tell
right
you on the
there.
exterior elevations.
Right there, yep.
Would be better. On the elevations, if you look at the corner of Ardmore and Beverly, the area that we talked about before that had the open corner, we have a planter on that corner, a fairly good-sized planter that has a sign, just like a monument sign on it. And then over at the main entrance to the building, we have a very large sign that goes vertically up the stair tower right beside the entrance. We also have two awnings that are over the restaurant and the other commercial space that are 18 inches in height that allow for signage to be put on those awnings.
Those tenant awnings that are on Ardmore, they just show what the tenant's name is?
That is correct.
All right, and is that the restaurant? Is that what you're
It will
talking
be the
about?
restaurant and there's two spaces there, the restaurant and another space, and both of them have their own individual signage.
All right, and in the staff report, it said, can you swap those signs out if a tenant maybe leaves? How
Yeah.
difficult is it to take those signs down and replace them?
It's not difficult at all to do.
All right. Do you want to talk about the circulation, or do you want to leave that to Chris?
I think that Chris can handle that, that's
Okay.
site work.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good. No problem. Will the interior garage spaces be permitted for the retail, commercial, restaurant tenant spaces?
There are, there are some spaces above and beyond the number that we need for the tenants there, and we typically see that as being staffed for the commercial and staffed for the restaurant.
All right.
But there will be possibility to be open for public if needed.
Could you
Okay.
repeat that, please?
He's-
Guy a mic or something.
We talk closer into this.
I'm just thinking to help him.
No, that won't help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why are they for the room? That's what we're supposed to be here for.
Talk a little slower and louder.
Okay. The parking, you want to go to the signing or the parking?
You just keep going.
Okay. The question was, will there be any additional parking within the building that will be allowed to have the public? Typically, this is laid out that they will be assigned spaces for the restaurant and the other commercial tenant. And typically, they are used for their staff, but they're more than normally is needed for staff, which could be in public spaces.
So while we're talking about the, kind of the first floor, the amenity area, is that anticipated to be open basically 24 hours a day for those who want to stay up all night working out? And, this is not open to the outside public, right?
It is not to the public, but there will be some controls over that. It won't be an all-night thing.
Okay.
But the places like the main lobby and the lounge areas and those things that are all open, they will be available 24 hours.
All right, so in the staff report, there were some comments about the lights. And then it seems like the lights, is it that they were too close to the property line or the right-of-way? Is that what the issue was?
Well, there was a little bit of a contradiction between their zoning ordinance and what we actually need to have for public safety. The zoning ordinance doesn't allow more than a half a foot candle at the property line, and our building is almost on the property line, and therefore we could not have adequate lighting. Our photometrics that we have submitted are more for public safety, and so that's why we've asked for a deviation from that standard of light onto the property line.
To make it brighter?
Correct. Typically, that is set up so that light doesn't go into a residential area. We are not going into the residential area with our light. We're going onto public streets.
Then
So
talk
the
about,
lighting is gonna be below the apartments,
Yes, yes,
so it won't affect the people in their apartments?
that is correct, yes.
Okay, just checking on
The
it.
lighting is down lighting so that it shines on the sidewalks around the building.
Okay.
As opposed to shining up to highlight the building.
Correct.
there was a comment about the garage lighting maybe being not enough. Would you be willing to increase the lighting at the garage if the village lets you?
Absolutely.
All right, how about these wall packs? What are these wall pack fixtures that's being discussed?
It's a type of fixture, and we want to, what we've submitted is a zero cutoff fixture, which I think probably meets the standard of the village, but if not, we're more than happy to modify it to any fixture they want, as long as we can get the lighting level that's for public safety.
So where are these wall packs going?
Essentially, they're on the side of the building that's away from what we're looking at right now.
All right, and thank you, Michelle, for getting this back up. She worked hard with, we had so many rounds of staff comments, but they were all helpful in, getting this to a design we're proud of. This is the 2021 rendering. And I bring this to you because, you're the zoning board, you live in Villa Park, you're gonna look at the development if it gets approved. So wanted to see if you like this look better than the other look we had, which was this look. This is the newer look with the brick. And I think the brick, there's a part in the code that requires the brick to go all the way around like that halo.
That is
And-
correct. Your zoning ordinance requires this band and this band to go all the way around the building.
So to the extent the board preferred the other design, then we would ask for a deviation from that halo brick requirement. But that, this is just a rendering. This is the kind of the updated design. So if you say, I like the old look better, we're open to feedback. And so that's why we wanted to present that to you. But the material that we're talking about, that foundation material, that's the same, right?
That's the same. The difference is this corner is filled in, or was filled in before. Now it is an open field around that corner. And I think we'd like to maintain that. That was a staff suggestion, and I think that it was a good suggestion.
We would like to have the cutout.
Correct.
So to speak.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to the renderings of the pool deck if we could, just so everyone, okay. So what I asked about is what's with the hole?
Right.
Behind, so where's that hole, so to speak?
This is on the south end of the building, and the area that we talked about before for the dog park is behind these trees that you see right here.
All right,
So this is a swimming pool and amenities all the way around, sitting areas. We have some grill areas, outdoor grill areas, and other smaller amenities.
So the Metra station would be through the hole?
Through the hole, yes.
All right. And then why the hole?
Several reasons. Number one, we had maxed out the number of apartments that were there, and this also allows us to get some natural lighting in not just from the top down, but in the side also.
All right, and then I asked about, when we were on a call earlier, about, are all the units facing both Villa Park and then the pool, or are some just facing the pool and some facing the rest of the village? How does that work?
It's a mix. You either have, these are the units that face the pool, obviously, and then on the other side of the building, they all have a view of the village.
And then what's the makeup of between 2 bedrooms, 1 bedrooms, and studios, and why that makeup?
We have a mixture of studios, 1 bedroom and 2 bedrooms, and it's all based on the market study that was done as to what the needs are for this area.
Okay, if you could go to the other rendering, Michelle, the one that's a little bit zoomed out of the pool deck area. So then is this just is this from the other way?
This is looking back into the building, the non-open end.
Okay. If you could go to the elevations now, we'll walk them through kind of what the kind of rudimentary. Okay, so I'm gonna have to come around so I can see these streets. So let's start with Ardmore. That's a great place to start. Show us where the lobby is.
This is the lobby entrance right here. It's all glass for a 2-story atrium in there. And then we have our signage right here for it. And the other sign we talked about earlier is in the open corner down here, there. The individual tenant spaces have awnings on them. It doesn't show very good on this, but they have sign on their awnings over top of the entry doors.
So there's 2 of those.
Correct.
2 of those little awnings that reflect the 2 tenants.
Correct.
All right, and then you have the monument sign, which is near the cutout
Right.
on Vermont and Ardmore.
Correct.
Right? Can you show that with your pointer?
Monument.
Yep. And then you have your vertical sign near the lobby, right?
Correct.
And that's there.
Correct.
And I don't know if we have any closer ups on these, maybe through the sign
Yes,
sheets.
here they are.
There you go. So
This is the one on the corner that's got the planter, and this is the one on the side of the elevator. Excuse me,
near
the
the
stair,
lobby.
stair tower near the lobby.
Does anyone have any questions about those?
What are the materials that the changing sign, I would imagine that one's not going to change ever, so that's fine.
The ones that would change would be, it's an aluminum cladding that's around the perimeter of the awning, so that they can't change. And the awnings themselves on that face side can snap off and snap on.
Can you go back to the previous drawing? Yeah, no, yes. Show me all the doors. You showed the center lobby.
That's the main entrance right here.
Okay.
And then we have a door here that's in a place to a commercial space, door here that's into the restaurant, and then doors down here that come from the WeWork space out into this open corner.
That open corner is not for general access.
No,
And
For
is there-
people to go from sitting outside doing the computer or whatever, do they have to have like a key card to get back into the building?
yes, so everything will have key fob access to the building.
All right.
Is the lobby entrance only accessible to residents?
That hasn't been determined, but most likely because we do have security everywhere else to stop people from going in that do not have the key fob.
All right, so now let's go to Terrace Street. So if you're walking out of the Metro heading towards the building, that's what you see, right, the bottom image? And then can you walk through, show us where the garage is, show us where that second floor restaurant patio is.
These are the garage doors right here that go in and up to the second floor. And then right beside it is the doorway that goes into the elevator tower that's just inside the building. And over on this side, this is the upper level of the restaurant through here.
All right, and then there's your hole, too,
Correct.
to the right of that.
Yes, and it doesn't show very well in a 2D rendering here, but this is actually an open space right here.
All right. Could we go to the next elevation, please? All right, so now this is Vermont Street. This is the other angle of the cutout. Show us the garage, kind of the storage room garage?
That's this right here, and you can see it's a tall opening so that we can access, trucks can actually pull in there, and we actually have a compressor system in there that, for trash, so that we don't have to have as often pickup with it. And then over here is that same door we talked about before. It comes out of the WeWork space into the sitting area.
All right, now the elevation below that, that's when you're looking from the new village, that brick parking lot,
Right.
that's what you'd be looking at, right?
That is correct. And on this side, we have two doors. These are the garage doors that access the ground level parking that comes in right here. And then this is the residential loading door that we talked about earlier.
Okay. All right, does anyone have any more questions for Mr. Jones?
The entrance for the cars to go into, for the tenants off of Terrace, is that the only place the cars are going to be able to go?
This one
Or is it
too.
also on Beverly?
There is these two on this
Okay.
elevation, and then the same thing on the other elevation.
Okay.
Two doors.
So Beverly goes to the second floor,
Correct.
and Terrace goes to first floor
That is correct.
parking. And I can bring him, Mr. Jones back up here too if you have more questions, but be happy to talk about landscaping next, if that's okay.
Yeah, we'll have a question section as well, so
Okay,
we'll
terrific.
definitely come back to that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Could,
Doug?
Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead,
I
yeah.
have two questions. One, can we clarify that ramp situation, because I've heard it described different ways? The site plan shows that the ramp up is on the south, on Terrace. As far as the labeling, and that Beverly is
Yep.
the first floor?
Yeah, Beverly's first floor.
Okay.
The terrace is the
Oh, did I
ramp
get it?
up.
I mixed it up, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. And then the other question I have, you mentioned the unit mix, but do you have the count of each of those units types available?
We could get that.
We have a matrix on.
Just
one of the
at some
plans.
point, I don't need it right now, but,
It's on our plans that were submitted.
yeah,
That's how we came up with our parking counts,
Yeah.
based on bedrooms.
Now, you're gonna have families living in there.
Most likely, we hope so.
Well, they're gonna have children.
Right.
Is there a place for them to go?
There's the.
I mean, other than you can't play on a street.
No, that's the third floor, which is above the parking level. That whole inside section there is an amenity deck with different things.
Is that the one with the pool?
Yes.
So you're gonna have that closed up in the wintertime, so they can't.
Well, the pool part will close, yes, but the rest of the walking track that goes all the way around and all the other spaces will be available all year round.
Will that dog area, that area, that's on the same level with the pool?
That is correct.
So dog can run out, jump in the pool?
Oh, no, it's fenced off, so that.
Can they access it from the pool, or do they have, that's a separate, totally separate entrance?
It's both. They have an access from the pool area and an access from the building itself into that area.
Right, so dogs
be
can be
gated?
brought in?
Yes, it's gated.
But
Yes,
dogs can come in through the pool area?
yes,
so
they
people-
could,
yeah.
but most likely we will secure
And I guess
that.
this is probably just a usage question, if people are going to be bringing their dogs into the pool, which is yes. But that's not your problem, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no matter what systems we put in place, someone is going to figure out a way to work around it.
Anyway, go ahead, sorry.
Maybe, I know at the pool that I go to, at the end of the year, they have all the dogs jump in the pool when it's closing up. Maybe they could do that, but I don't think they're gonna let the dogs in
right.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to clarify, so you said that with our zoning code, the brick has to go all the way around the building. And then you said something about a deviation. Did they want a deviation for that, or is the plan for the brick to go all the way around
I
the
think
building?
it's, the plan is for it to go around because that's
Okay.
what's compliant with the code. But if the zoning board
wanted it.
prefers no brick, and it to be all that, kind of that, what color would you say that is?
It's a cream split
Cream,
face
there you go.
masonry.
If you want it to all be cream rather than that red brick kind of accent, then we would need a deviation, I think, from that brick requirement.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm what you were asking for.
Mr. Chairman, do you have a question?
I do not, thank you.
Okay. Okay, we'll put you back up here. There's more. Mr. Shannon?
Clarify the unit count, I have those.
Oh, great, thank you.
So there's 10 studios, there's 273 one-bedroom units, and 65 two-bedroom units.
No studios?
thank you.
10 studios.
Oh, okay, got it.
What was that again?
10 studios,
10 studios.
273 one-bedroom units.
You probably want to stand here so you can see the, oh, they have this too, actually, I didn't see that. So if we could go to the landscape plan when you have a chance? Thank you.
Which one? This one?
Just let Ms. House handle it.
That's good.
All right. Can you adjust the mic, sir?
Yes, this good?
Yes, thank you. State your name and then I'll swear you in.
Name is Douglas Shannon.
Do you swear to tell us the truth as you understand it in these proceedings today?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Shannon, can you briefly describe your professional experience?
I'm a registered landscape architect. I've been working for going on 13 plus years now here in the Illinois area, 4 years, and before that, 9 years in Houston, Texas.
All right, so with this site, do you know how many trees currently exist at the site?
Currently on the site would just be a small number of parkway trees. Most of those are trees located along Ardmore Avenue in the existing raised planters. There are, I believe, 3 remaining trees elsewhere around the perimeter of the site on the north and the east side.
Yeah, so over here and here. And there's no trees currently on the south side, right?
To my understanding,
Yeah,
not.
and so most of the trees you're saying are along Ardmore currently?
Correct.
And they're in, you call them planter beds, so they're raised?
Yes.
And the village has asked for those to be removed, correct?
Yes.
And what do you replace those with?
We're replacing those with new proposed shade trees. So that is a mix of species there. We got maples, some honey locusts, and other hardy native Illinois tree species.
Those honey locusts, those were brought up in the staff report, right? And the village said that they were going to add those to the approved species list, is that right?
Yes, so honey locust is a commonly used parkway tree species, not just in Illinois, but in many places across the country. It performs well in a variety of settings and is very hardy.
You said it's got some sort of yellow leaves in the fall or something?
It's one of the parkway trees that you see its leaflets turn yellow earlier on in the season than other trees.
So that's with respect to, we just talked about the Ardmore side. Talk about what you're going to, what's proposed for the northern side on Vermont.
So on the northern side on Vermont, we have some limited planting space available up there for parkway trees while complying with the code. So the code requirement for parkway trees is that they have to be no less than 50 feet on center, and they have to be at least 30 feet back from any sidewalk intersections. So just looking at the length of the property on the north side, might tell you might get it might call for 6 trees up there, but following the rest of the code requirements, we'd only be able to fit 4 without an exception to that minimum 50-foot on-center requirement.
So are you saying you could put 6 in?
Yes, yeah, we
if-
could.
If not for the code requirement?
Yes.
So, and you've talked to the developer and they'd be willing to add the 2 trees if permitted?
Yes.
Okay, and how about, is the same situation on the east side? Can you talk about the proposed trees on the east side?
So on the east side, we don't have as much restricted planting area on the east side. And I believe there hasn't been any comment on providing additional parkway trees on the east side of the site.
And what about on the south side of the site?
So on the south side, there's no available planting space within the parkway due to the proposed walkway within the right-of-way. There are a small handful of areas where we could locate shade trees on the property without conflicting with proposed utilities or getting too close to the building line.
You said what again?
Without getting too close to proposed utilities. If you see,
So you're saying you could plant more trees on the south side?
we could get 3 or 4 more shade trees on the south side of the
And
building.
where would you put those?
So for example here, we'd be able to locate 1 tree here between the ramp and the proposed electrical transformers on the south side. We could fit 1 tree near the southeast corner of the building, and potentially 1 more tree somewhere around the southwest corner of the building. One of the restrictions in this area here is there is a fire hydrant is required there. Now code lets you plant a tree within 4 feet, but in my professional experience, usually you want more space as that tree grows over time, so you're not restricting access to the fire hydrant.
So perhaps there could be a condition that said that you could get as many trees as you can within the south side without, impacting utilities or fire prevention.
Correct.
Okay. Talk about are there any perennials and ornamental grasses? You talked about trees. What about stuff lower than that?
So around the foundation of the building, we have a mixture of deciduous shrubs, evergreen shrubs, and perennials planted to accentuate and enhance the architecture of the building. So those are layered to help step the elevation of the building down as you get from the building line to the street itself. And we've specifically selected those shrubs and perennial species for their track record of performance in the Illinois environment and their salt tolerance and drought tolerance.
In the staff report, it said we didn't have any ornamental trees. Is it possible to add those? What's the issue there?
It's just due to the limited planting space around the foundation of the building. As mentioned before, there was a code requirement for an average of 5 foot between the building line and the property line, so that just limits our available planting space.
There was also a comment about salt having an effect on any of the plantings. Will salt affect, we have we've had a very hard winter this year so far, and I'm sure a lot of salt is going to be used. Would these plants and trees be affected by the salt?
So the species that we've selected for the foundation landscaping are all salt tolerant species. I wouldn't recommend taking an entire bag of sidewalk salt and pouring them straight out on it, but your typical use of salt on a sidewalk and walkways, they'll be able to perform.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to mention that I may have missed asking questions about?
I think we covered the landscape pretty well. Again, a small available space for landscaping, primarily parkway trees and foundation landscaping around the building.
So no grass, just plants.
Correct. There are a small number of areas here on the south side of the building where we have enough space to plant shrubs and perennials and then have enough space for turf to make sense there. But those are down here where you get into these triangular shaped spaces.
If people want to walk dogs outside, where is it they're going to be able to go? They're not all going to want to go into the doggy. So if you don't have any grass anywhere for them to go on, I guess that's my question, where are they going to go?
Go on any of the planting beds, I would imagine. Right?
Yeah, the parkways. I mean, the parkways are going to be sodded.
The village parkways?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and as mentioned before, with the Ardmore side parkway there, those existing planter beds and a large amount of the existing concrete pavement in those areas is being removed in lieu of at-grade turf planter beds with those new parkway trees in them, and those will be sodded.
Okay, because we don't see that on here. That's why, I'm asking.
Yes, so if you can see on the plan here, these large rectangles along Ardmore, those are the areas that are going to be sodded along there. Do we have the survey of the existing conditions? Yes, so you can see here, this is the tree removal plan. You can see these trees with the X's in them, those are where those existing planters are located.
Okay.
And you see the large gaps between those are all impervious pavement currently.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. Shannon at this time? We can call him later if there's more. Okay.
We will open it for
There's a
public
question.
comment. No, hold on.
Mr. Chairman?
We will open it for public comment at the appropriate time.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I have just a few more people, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
All right,
Finish your
Mr. Lindley?
presentation.
Swear me in
Yes.
first.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Will you state your name?
Swear me in first, and then everything after that I attest to.
You can test too.
Okay.
Yes, that's fine. Do you attest that you will tell the truth in these proceedings, that we that you present to us tonight.
I do, I will.
Thank
yeah.
you.
My name is Chris Lindley. I'm with SEMCON. We're professional consulting engineers, land surveyors in Aurora, 2280 White Oak Circle. We've been doing civil engineering and land surveying for the past 50 years in most of the areas in this area and northeastern Illinois. One important thing to note about the project from the civil engineering standpoint is that when we started the project in 2020, we went and finalized the engineering plans, submitted to the village. We've received review comments, and then we've revised the plans, and then everything was approved. So all of the civil engineering, all the water mains, storm sewer, sanitary sewer, stormwater management, all of that was reviewed and approved. So then it's sat not vacant, but inactive since then. And then we have revised and updated our plans based on comments that we received from engineering staff, and then added some improvements that I can discuss here to the surrounding area, mostly on Terrace Street.
So do you want to go through the, go whichever way you want, but maybe talk about the traffic circulation?
Oh, sure. All right. So the existing condition of Terrace Street now is one-way east from Ardmore toward Metro. So the village has asked us to improve that, revise that circulation, so there's two-way traffic in front of the sidewalk and the parking stalls on the south side. So the way to do that is to install a right-in, right-out at the intersection, on the east side of the intersection, so that only allows traffic to go east from northbound on Ardmore, or to go north on Ardmore from westbound on Terrace Street. So they wanted to restrict that because they didn't want a left turn lane going southbound, because you could sit there for a long time because of the traffic on the street. So that's one circulation component, is that we are going to remove the existing stalls that are angled going east on Terrace, expand the pavement to the south, and then put in 90-degree parking all along that existing sidewalk there, and add handicap parking spaces. It's probably not on the, or is that on the site plan? Yeah, okay, in that lower southeast corner. So those all be handicap parking spaces, additional handicap parking spaces, plus the, I think it's maybe 12 spaces that are 9 feet wide for regular traffic, or for regular cars. The other thing that we've done is that, as part of the improvement plans, all of the existing driveway aprons that are there now that served all of the businesses were there will be removed. We'll put in, or we've designed B612 curb and gutter so you can't drive over it. And then all along the east side of Ardmore, there are those parallel parking stalls from Terrace going north, and then per the fire department, they requested the fire lane that we have shown that's crosshatched at on the east side of Ardmore, closer to Vermont. On Beverly, originally, part of the improvements back in 2021 were for angled parking on the east side of Beverly going north, but the village has requested that we remove that and show parallel parking stalls, which is what we've shown. There's 5 stalls there in between the building and the permeable paver parking stalls.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the parking lot to the east. So that's the location of those.
What side of the street? Both sides?
No, just on the east side.
Okay, just that right there, yeah. Right
Yeah.
through that bumper. How many?
1,
5,
2,
okay.
3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 stalls.
And there is parking on the front of the building, on the west side?
There's parking on the west side. There's parallel stalls there,
Right.
plus the fire department fire lane.
And then no parking on Terrace on the,
No, there's parking on the south side of Terrace.
where is that? The train parking?
Yep, there you go. Yes. Now, that's reconfigured from the current or the existing condition that's there now.
That was like the kiss and ride. People come in, they use the. train,
Precisely,
they drive.
exactly, yes.
So where does that go?
The- well,
It's gone
that-
now.
We'll have to kiss in a new area, Mr. Chairman.
But the parking stalls aren't gone.
Right.
They're just
This-
relocated 20 feet to the south.
So those parking spaces are for anybody or just for the
No,
tenants?
no, that's Metra.
Okay,
That's for Metra, yes.
Okay.
The existing access points to the Metro parking station at the south end of Beverly on the east side, those are maintained, so people can still circulate around when they're looking for a parking stall. And then at the, let's say the southeast corner of the building, we're widening that pavement for two-lane traffic, where now it necks down, and because it's only supposed to be one way to the east. So that's widened out for two-way traffic there. I think that covers circulation. Second thing to talk about here is the stormwater management or detention required for the development. Now, the existing Fulton Douglas retention facility at the east side of the Metro parking station, that was built and had about 3 acre-feet of storage provided there. So for the Metro parking lot, only about 1 acre-foot or 1 unit of storage was required, so there was 2 extra acre-feet, and that's what's satisfying the requirement, or part of part of that is what is satisfying the stormwater management for the development of the block. As part of that, the 2021 project, there was storm sewer that was taken from Beverly. It was installed and connected to that basin. So all of the stormwater requirements per the DuPage County countywide stormwater ordinance and the village of Villa Park, that's all been addressed and satisfied.
And what is that value? You were naming?
The value of what?
The foot, I don't know the exact terminology. So you said it was over what you needed for Metra's parking lot.
Yes. So there's about an acre-foot, I think it's about an acre-foot left of storage for other development in this stormwater.
How many acre feet do you need?
We only need a little more than 1. So there was 3.
Okay.
There was 1 provided, and then there's the excess. All right, so that addresses all stormwater requirements for the development. The next thing, real briefly, is the water main, sanitary sewer, and some of the storm sewer. The water main, we worked with the village, and they requested a loop of public water main around the building. Currently, there isn't any existing water main on the south side of the building along Terrace Street. So as part of our improvement plans, we're going to connect to water main well, it runs down Beverly, it stops at the Metro lot, but we're going to extend it south to Terrace, west to Ardmore, and then connect into an existing 10-inch main that's there. So that'll improve circulation for the couple homeowners on Beverly and for the building itself. Sanitary sewer, this is an easy one because there are 2 connections that we need to satisfy the concerns for all of the sewage that comes out of the building, or the wastewater, I should say, that comes out of the building. There is a connection at the northeast corner there, and then we also have a second connection on the west side of the building, and that will be tributary to existing sanitary sewer that's owned by the village and transmitted to the wastewater treatment facility. One other thing I wanted to mention about let's say not the parking improvements, but the street improvements and the roadway. All of Beverly will be, the condition right now of Beverly at the south end is poor. So as part of the improvements, our improvement plans show that all of Beverly from Vermont south to Terrace Street and then all the way west to Ardmore, all of that existing pavement will be ground down. There'll be 2 inches of asphalt. That'll be ground down, and then new asphalt will be overlaid over the existing pavement. So all of that area will have new asphalt pavement on top of it. and striping as well.
Are there any questions for Mr. Lindley at this time? Okay.
All right.
Andrew? Mr. Belfray? So this'll be brief. Unless he wants to talk for a while.
Andrew Belfay.
Do you swear to tell the truth and give us accurate information in these proceedings today?
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you.
So how do you spell your last name?
Just like it sounds. My last name is Belfay, Bellefeuille.
Talk about how you got involved in this project.
I came on board with Hawthorne. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Is that better?
It's the report. Thank
I
you.
came on board with Hawthorne, given my construction experience. I built over 10,000 apartment units and over a total of $1 billion worth of property, assisted living, senior living facilities, ILs, skilled nursing facilities around the country, from all along the eastern seaboard, from Florida up through to Boston, and as far west as Kentucky, and down to south and Texas, and states in between.
If the land use entitlements were approved, what would your role be with respect to this project?
I would be overseeing the construction of the project from a project management standpoint, and that's what I've done for the last 30 years. And I enjoy infill sites like this because I'm a big proponent of maintaining as much open space as possible. Can't grow food on concrete. So infill sites, reusing the land is very important to me, and that's why I'm excited about this project.
And then when we did our prep call, I asked, can you handle a project this big?
Oh, this is not a problem. This is a piece of cake project. It's 348 units, 2-story podium. The ground's easy to work with, no craziness underground, so that's a piece of cake. And then it's just putting some sticks and bricks together.
So what is your proposed timing for that?
I anticipate what I want or what I think we can do. 18 to 22 months is what I envision, given weather, when we start, when we can get it up out of the ground. Obviously, getting it out of the ground is the toughest part for everything. Because once you get it up, then you can really work with it and get some heat on in the building. But it's just getting it out of the ground is going to be the question there.
You came on at what time in this process?
I just recently came on with Hawthorne about 10 months ago, and just got involved with this project 5 or 6 months ago, I think it was.
Okay.
And I mean, again, it's there's nothing out of the ordinary for this project that causes any concern as far as familiarity with it.
There's no more questions?
You have any
Mr. Buffet?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
We have one more witness, if that's okay. It'll go quick as well.
Thank you.
Brian?
That's good.
I'm going to state your name and be sworn.
I guess I'll do it first. Do you swear to tell the truth in these proceedings?
I sure do.
All the information you provide us today?
I sure do.
Thank you. State
My
your
name's
name.
Brian Ebel. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Hawthorne World. I've been with them for 4 years now. I handle all the marketing, the commercialization of everything. I was going to talk to you today about, you hear what net zero is. And I think the first thing we should say is this is the largest net zero project in the country. And in 2021, my job is also to work with the press and investors and people like that. We got a lot of press nationally. We got on TV and a lot of local markets. Cranes wrote an article. And what you have to understand is in all that press, the village's name comes up. So you're going to be at the heart of the largest project in the country that's a net zero project today.
And describe what net zero is.
Net zero, for simplification, is really it's a no carbon footprint. And when people say, well, what's a carbon footprint? Well, honestly, the best way to explain it is you do not produce any more carbon than what you use. And a good example would be a car. You put gas in a car, it uses the gas, but it doesn't use the carbon. So it exits the carbon, which goes into the air. Any carbon that comes from energy you use, but none is extra that goes into the air. So it's self-contained within the complex, if you will. And that's through high energy, efficient energy, things like that. We also follow building standards, of which our CEO, Dr. Vish, he's been in the business for 40 years, and he is considered a pioneer in net zero. He was doing this in 1984 when green was just a color. It wasn't even a movement back then. And he pioneered a lot of these building systems and set the standardization that's used today. And he does speak around the country, and he talks to municipalities. So we work with what's called Passive House. And Passive House, for the better way of saying it, is Passive House is where the building is 100% sealed. Buildings today have openings in them that allow airflow, fresh airflow to come in and out. It's very inefficient, and you don't have good insulation. 100% sealed, think of it like a FedEx envelope. Nothing's going to get in and nothing's going to get out. So the system is sealed completely, and then we use high energy air systems that create an airflow. Fresh air is pumped into the building and it's highly filtered, and the stale air, as we call stale air, is pumped out. And this is continuous, whether you use your air conditioner, your heater. You would never notice it, but the advantage is they use it a lot in senior living because contagions can't settle. The air is constantly circulating in and out of the building, so contagions can't settle anywhere. Dust is sucked out, so you don't have as much dirt. So they call this healthy air in the industry, and we're a leader in the healthy air business. Other things that we do is we do a lot of eco-friendly materials. And eco-friendly materials are materials that can be regrown, redone. They're not one and done. Stainless steel is not eco-friendly, if you think of it in that term. Woods, granite, stones, things like that are. We also, to make these high-efficiency buildings, is we use plumbing fixtures, which save, they're high-efficient plumbing fixtures. We use high-efficient lighting fixtures. Everything is state-of-the-art as it can be. Much of it is programmable on your phone, too. So you can set your thermostats, your lighting controls, just like you can do at your house. So this is the most state-of-the-art building that's going to be built in the United States as of today. And we're very excited. And I think you should be very excited because it's got your village name on it. And in fact, in 2021, I did a PR campaign which got us a lot of exposure. Just today, I started the prep for our second campaign. Once this is approved, we're going to go back out and start it all over again. Thanks. That's it.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because of what you're saying, now in your water supply, are you going to differentiate between, like, for example, toilet water?
Yes,
and drinking water? Is
yes,
that gonna be in there?
water is reclaimed. So,
You are?
so we do reclamation of water. Yes, we do.
Okay, and on the roof, are you going to have like solar panels or anything?
We will. Yes, it'll be heated. It'll be your energy comes from solar instead of from the grid, and so
what I
that's
mean.
where there's no
Okay.
carbon. And
That's
with
what
the
I'm
energy
asking.
that's left over from the solar that we don't use, we can sell back to the utility companies,
understand.
which lowers the overall cost for rent and management of the building.
So what percentage do you think you'll be getting, because that's a big area?
I don't
Are
know
you
that.
get- You don't know that yet?
I really don't know that. I could lie.
No,
You're under oath, don't do
No, I can't lie.
can't.
Can't lie.
You can't. So, okay, well, I'm just wondering what percentage.
I
that
could
be
find that
helping-
out. I don't know if I would know that until we actually get going and I can put all that
The
together.
area, well, you're going to have the area of the roof,
Right.
and it's going to be a flat roof,
It will be,
so
yeah.
that'll be.
It'll be enough to power the building.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So it
It's
makes
all-
it less
we are a
for
self-contained
the tenants.
building. We are not on the grid anywhere. So we are self-contained, and that's part of net zero. You have to be self-contained.
I like that, okay.
Yeah.
So there's
And one last thing with
there's
Passive House,
cable
it's,
in-
I'm sorry,
there's
sir.
no-
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. There's no cable out to ComEd or any,
Well, yes, you're still hooked up to the grid. You have to be.
You got to give it.
You're just gonna be
But if
positive.
something goes wrong and it's cloudy for 3 weeks, we will have to
You're
hook
just
in.
positive on
But the other thing is you're hooked into the grid only so you can sell the energy back.
okay. All right, you were going to say something, I'm sorry.
I forgot.
Well, you'll still be here for a minute, so.
Yolanda, is there anything you wanted to? Okay.
Okay.
That's it
All
for
right.
us.
That's good for
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your presentation
Thank you.
tonight. We appreciate your time. We will have more questions. So this is going to officially conclude the portion of the presentation. Okay? And do I have to have a motion on that to close that presentation
Yeah, I
section?
second it.
Thank you.
I know
Someone
now
has to
I'm
first
here.
that. I'm not going to make it.
We don't need a
Oh,
motion.
we don't know that one. So I want to open the floor for public comments at this time. Let's limit our comments to a max of 5 minutes, preferred 3, and I think I can do that, correct?
I prefer not for public hearings.
Okay, for the other section, for the other part. Okay, thank you. That's our attorney, so I'll just qualify that statement. So at this time, if anyone wants to make a public statement, anyone from the public that wants to make a comment?
Somebody's got a list here somewhere.
A sign-up list? No, I don't think we took a sign-up list this evening. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's to anyone. So do we have someone? Yes, sir. Yes, you may. I don't think I have to swear him in.
You do.
You do.
All right. Do you swear to tell the truth in these proceedings? Do you swear to tell the truth in these proceedings today and speak to us honestly?
Yes.
Thank you. State your name and
I got a notice here, like so many others.
Your name.
can you state your name for us?
Oh, Reed, R-E-I-D, Goodrich is and then Goodrich's last name, G-O-O-D-R-I-C-H.
Thank you, Reed.
Okay, we're good?
Yes, thank you.
And I'm not a zoning person, but it talks about wanting a special use plan unit development and then certain deviations, and I didn't get anything out of the meeting about what makes this a request for a special use when it just looks like an apartment building, and what deviations that they want from the regular zoning. I heard something about lights here a little earlier, but I don't know if there is anything more than that we're talking about. You know, for me in the audience, having some clarity on this would be very good.
Okay.
So, and the other thing, just finally my own comment, I'm had some difficulty hearing in the back, but I understand the mics are set up for just you're recording the proceedings. They're not really meant to project to the crowd back here.
If I can address that, you may know that this is not our normal location.
Yeah.
The facility's under repair, so until we get back into that facility.
Oh, no,
So
I
this is our
understand,
best-
but there's certain expectations that everybody can participate. Anybody have any trouble hearing me? See, I can do it. I should. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you very much for your comments, Reed. Are there any other comments from the public that you have? Did you wish to speak, miss? No? Yes, did you wish to speak? Please approach.
Hi.
Can you,
My name is Judy Mitchell.
can you come up? Thank you.
Talk from here if it's okay.
She's not
You
recording.
won't be recorded. Yeah, thank you very much. Do you swear to tell the truth in these proceedings and the statements you make today?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Can you approach get the mic? It bends easily. Get it.
My name is Judy Mitchell. I live on Princeton Avenue. This building will be directly behind my house, and with them looking up so high, they're straight down into my yard and straight into the back of my house, the windows. And the same for all the other homes on my block. I have nothing against the village putting up something else. Something needs to go there. That big hole is a mess. But can they make it more fitting into the area? 7 stories just seems a little bit much to me. I'd go for 5, you know, but 7 seems like overkill in that neighborhood. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Excellent. Are there any more public comments from anyone in the audience? We don't want to miss anyone. Okay. All right. I'll officially close the public comments. No one else? Okay. Do I need a motion on that? Yes? Can I get a motion for that? To close the public comments?
I'd second it if that's what you're asking.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now, we're going to move into the, yeah, all those in favor? Any dissents? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Now we'll open the section for any questions from the commission to any of the presentators for today. Any questions for the presenters or statements?
Well, my big concern is lack of parking. I mean, I'm not saying there's not parking, but is there going to be enough? Tenants are going to bring or friends. Where are they going to park? Restaurant, hopefully you're not going to just expect the tenants of the building.
Right.
So where are they supposed to park? I came from an area where parking was huge. And when they built it in 1960, they went according to county code, which was 1.5 cars per household. That quickly became a nightmare. So that's where I'm coming from. I've lived that with not having enough parking.
There's a lot to be said. There's a lot here, as you guys know. So just taking some from the top. Well, actually, I'm not going to go from the top. The net zero part is awesome. Love it. That's something that is very exciting. We like that, obviously. All the things with how the stormwater and water is going to be handled, all those things sound great. We do want to be clear that, one, we understand you've gone through this process many times, and you had some things approved and things changed and went back and forth. This is starting all over. So those things should be approved again, I would assume, if we got them approved before, but it definitely is from the starting line again. That's just how it is, right? But I imagine, you know that and you have all that work, and it happened before. I think those same things that got approved will likely be approved again, as far as water and drainage and things like that we are common on. With regard to a lot of the things noted by the staff, and we've all reviewed it, some directly with the staff as well, those things we do have concerns with. So clarification that you gave with the trees, that was informative because we had the restriction, right? When we say 6 trees and you say 4, why not 6? Because we did that. So that's something that the zoning would say, oh, maybe we will change that because we want that. When we look at, though, 93% maximum coverage over 75%, that's a lot of coverage. So those are things that we still have to consider and be going back and forth on. Things with utilization, so functionality for those residents, that garbage thing is still a huge deal. And we'll let any of the other commission members speak to it. Everyone in the building, and with that gap part, I don't know how those people get there. But anyway, how will they get all their refuge to a location to dispose of their garbage? Are there ways for them to drop that down chutes or something that are in their quadrant of the building? And then how would it get to that particular location? And I also believe that location on Vermont, I don't think we wanted the garbage right there on that street. So that's something to note as well. I'm pretty sure it's in here. But yeah, that's a big deal. Internal access to disposal. How would a restaurant get their garbage from that corner? So Ardmore and, what street is this? Terrace how does the restaurant get their garbage over there? And I think you said they will have a back door and they'll go across the parking lot, or across the first floor parking garage, right? So, and we don't know how that would function for a restaurant to have to do that, and would they do it? You know, would they just stack up garbage all day long and then take it over to sometimes? But anyway, those are the concerns. So things like that, we want to address that closer. So garbage is huge. Also on Terrace, I mean, parking, definitely we have that. But what about utilization for the commuters and things? We want, when someone comes through and passes that building on that side, the aesthetics of it, but how will commuters run in and grab coffee and go to the train if that's all around the corner? You know, how did they get access that way? And also commuters who live there, they live there because they can commute, fantastic. How do they get back in their home? They have to walk all the way to the front of the building as well. Again, these are just things we're thinking about that have been noted here, but I know they're going to be up for further review. I do want to keep the other commissioners in a loop. Does anyone else want to go down that train of thought?
Can we stop using "we" with your statements, please?
Yeah, sure. As I'm speaking, it doesn't mean that it's for everyone up here. I'm saying that, well, hopefully we reviewed the documents, but we have thoughts about it, and that's what we are talking about because we're a board. It doesn't mean everything I say they're in agreement with. That's understood.
Thank you.
Yep. Would you have anything to say, Troy?
I've got no questions.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the commission?
I do have a question more for staff. So the staff noted the issue with the trash, and I wanted to know, is that in regards to what other, because every apartment I've lived in has had me having to carry, I lived at Ovaltine, and I had to drive my recycling to one place and my trash to another place. So they have one central location. So the concern here is that in regards to something that's been noted by the staff, or is it just there's only one trash location? We thought we'd ask about that.
Yeah, so, there is only the one location from our understanding, there's only one trash chute, so the residents that live in the far southern building, units of the building would have to walk all the way through the hallway with potentially leaking trash bags to the north side of the building. Also, the retail restaurant, from our understanding, maybe there was an interior door added, but they still would have to carry their trash up a lengthy Tire City block to that northern trash room. Just logistically, from past experience, restaurants aren't great about regularly taking out trash during busy times. Where does that stack up? Is there a secondary trash room near those retail and commercial spaces? And is that going to be building maintenance taking care of that, or how is that going to be addressed?
So I'll turn this kind of to the development team then with the trash. Again, not abnormal to only have one location for trash with apartments. Is really annoying as a tenant to only have one place for trashes. And it is a concern if you have the restaurants having to carry that. Is there any talk about the management working to have, some apartments have management come around and pick up everyone's trash every day, and they're the ones that deal with that. Is there any discussion about how to make trash hygienic and useful, basically, if it's gonna be in one location? And if you are unable to change the plans.
And are there garbage chutes coming down? Is that, or do they have
Also
to
give
walk from
rodents,
7
too.
down to 1?
Rodney.
The petitioner's team would be able to better answer that. From my understanding and looking at the plans, I believe there's only one, but again, that's a better question for the development team.
Okay.
We're gonna have another meeting,
Can,
Rodney.
yeah, I know. I agree. Can someone, are you going to answer that question? Yeah, please, thank you.
So I asked if we could maybe make some of the bike room into another trash room, because that's down there. It sounds like that's not really the best solution. They said they could maybe look at that, but the concierge trash service would be an option, and you would build the cost into the rent.
Understand what he said? I understand what he meant.
I'll just reiterate, just in case if someone didn't hear it. So you're saying using some of the space for the bike room in addition to the current location, as supplemental, and there would be additional cost to renters to have that facility and have the trash handled.
He's saying that that's not feasible.
Well, no, I know at the end,
Okay.
we
Okay.
got to that
I
point, yes.
misunderstood what
That
you
it
were saying.
wasn't
My fault.
feasible to do it, but that was the gist of it, correct?
We're not sure.
And we're just talking about it, so it's not, yeah,
Trash?
right,
If we could, I think that's a good solution.
right.
But the concierge service seems like the solution that.
But it would
everyone
cost,
to
right.
think that worked.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
Solve that problem.
right.
What do you mean by concierge?
Someone comes and picks up your trash for,
So you get a refuse every day coming by?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna get rodents. Because you can't have anything stored and
It-
stay in there.
It's some apartment complexes like this, it'll have someone that comes around to pick up the trash versus having the tenants have to deal with it every day. Because in a lot of these bigger complexes, it's, trash is in one central location. And again, when I was at Ovaltine, I had to carry it down to my car and then drive my trash to one place and then drive my recycling to another. So it's about making it simpler. So, and especially if trash is a concern in general with the restaurant and hygiene, so.
Okay,
So you're saying it's the responsibility of the restaurant to find a facility to pick up their trash. So they gotta put their trash cans somewhere where they can put it in, and that concierge will pick it up where they have access because of where the restaurant is. Is that correct?
that's my understanding, yes.
And then I just wanted to confirm with staff, so from what I'm seeing here, one of the deviations being requested is that out of what the required parking spaces, we would theoretically, what's required by zoning is 468, but then there'd only be 437 parking spaces, is that correct? Okay, so, and it's just because there's just no,
And just to clarify, the 468 is if each of the calculations was calculated at 100% required 24/7. Code
Okay.
does allow for shared parking. However, even among the potential restaurant space, that parking would be determined by the number of seats within the restaurant, which we don't have at this time. So this is going based on just square footage for that entire retail and commercial portion of the building at this time. That negative number, we did calculate the residential lobby and office. There would at least be people in the office, the lobby space for leasing, et cetera. That would not be potentially residents of the building, so it can't be counted as being a portion of the residential units. Just trying to give the total picture of what possibly could be the worst-case scenario for the number of people. Also, I know that one of the questions was visitors for the residential units. The residential units are currently only calculated as one parking space per unit or bedroom, whichever is higher. So the two-bedroom units would have 2 parking spaces assigned. But a one-bedroom unit in a studio would only require 1 parking stall. So if you had units with 2 people who each owned a car living in a 1-bedroom, the petitioner would have to clarify how that's working.
and the parking spots that are here include the parking garage and then all the street parking they went through? Or is it just the garage?
And I think, look at my paper, I apologize.
No, it's okay. And then when you're looking at the Metra parking here on Terrace Street, so that's replacing what's currently there, but it's supposed to be the same amount of spots, is that what I was hearing?
I apologize.
The,
Can you repeat
the
that?
parking on Terrace Street?
Yes.
It's the Metra parking, it's the same amount of spots that are currently in the area, or I was trying to understand that better.
It's more.
And more spots, so more spots with because I know there's more handicap spots, so there's more parking available than there is currently.
And I do not believe within the 437 spaces, I believe that's all internal parking, that I did not count the on-street parking spaces because those cannot be parked in overnight So I do not believe I calculated those within the total proposed.
So, okay, so basically, we would not be losing Metro parking, we'd be gaining it. And then as for the restaurants and other things, they may be able to use the indoor parking that's unsure of right now, but there would be street parking that we've already seen that is still gonna be available.
Continuing with parking, so we do lose that drop-off spot that the Metro, so that goes, we have more parking, but the drive in and drop people off, which may be negligible. And then what about the parking for people coming to the restaurant? Is that included in the, or will it be? When you know the seating of the restaurant, that would be calculated into the interior parking spaces?
It was.
And then how do they have access then? Is that a key entry into the parking? Okay. Right, okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, just to go back to the parking on Terrace, there's 12 existing parking spaces there now. There'll be 20 with the proposed improvements. And 8 of those are handicap stalls.
But are those for Metro?
That's for Metra, correct.
Well, so it's not for the building.
No, I'm just talking about
Yeah.
what is there existing versus
And
what's
what's-
proposed. Right, regardless.
That's an
of who's-
improvement of parking.
Is it the proposed parking, and then the village is requiring is for the apartment buildings themselves and the retail space. That was the 467 based off of all of that, and then the Metro and everything else. The Metro parking was separate, but they are still including that, so.
We'll still be including it as part of the two-way access on there.
And, I mean, one slight point of clarification on the Metro parking is, it is Metro parking, so, counting it into the parking totals, we probably shouldn't do, but.
Which we're not,
But
actually.
off-peak hours and weekends, it's free parking, and it's $2 a day to park there regardless of who you are, so, and when, so.
And it's not included in the actual numbers,
Right.
which is what I was
Correct.
clarifying before.
Correct.
So it's still parking that's there, so we're not affecting the train.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that it kind of acts as street parking at various points of, it's not reserved strictly for Metro riders. Anybody could park there in theory if they're willing to pay the $2.
Any more comments or questions from the commissioners?
The village was also concerned about like the historic coloring, and I know that the petitioner said that they met those requirements. I just wanted, I don't know what the historic color palette's supposed to be in that area. Across the street's a very different color than all the apartment buildings' current coloring, so I'm just trying to figure that out with the aesthetics.
So the code in the MX district requirements has a requirement that whatever color palette is chosen for the building, it follows a historic color palette based on whatever color family or paint manufacturer that you're going with. So if you go to Benjamin Moore, they have a historic paint color palette available. And so the code is just looking for the building materials and colors to closely match that historic color palette from whatever
Okay.
paint manufacturer is chosen. For materials that come with certain colors, we would just be looking to make sure that they stayed within that color family as well.
Okay, so that was a concern that was brought up, just to clarify that they would be using the palette. Okay.
Okay. Does the staff have any problem with that brick going all the way around as they depicted in the rendering?
No, but that's up for, design is up to the commission.
Right.
for-
Right. I just want to know the
I think it looks
recommendation on
better
that as
going
well.
all the way around.
Yeah, and I would say I was on the commission that, with that original approval. And just to clarify one point, that original proposal came to us without that, and some of that relief was requested by us
Okay.
to be approved by the community development director to, as a condition, to expedite getting that project to the village board at that time. We reviewed, we did not subsequently review that. It went from us to community development to the village board.
All right. And then I know we were talking about the difference in the open space in the front, what is that called? I asked you the term earlier about being able to see into the building more. What is that term?
Oh, the
Thank you.
transparency, yeah.
I was trying to remember that term. So that transparency percentage is much lower than requested to, correct? Is that what we found? So that would be something as well. That rendering, I can't tell the percentage from the rendering. That looks different. Do you know if that rendering shows the percentage that we requested? Is it trying to depict that, or has that been changed?
That is what we're requesting, yes.
Okay, so. Okay, all right, so that's kind of the thing we want to come back and see.
Right there.
Right, see, yeah, that one's different.
This is the current one.
Right, that's the current one. If we go back, it seemed to have more transparency, right? You see what I
Yeah,
mean?
significantly more.
Well, I'm not talking about the upper floors. I just mean how many windows, or how much on that bottom floor. That's what I was looking for there. And then we can go back to the current one. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. And then we're still getting definition around how the primary entrance will be used or segregated from public to residents. Okay.
For the outdoor working area, is there going to be a fence there, or is it just gonna, I know you said that the door would be like a key fob, so people can just walk in that working area, or can you only come out and then sit in that patio? I'm just making sure they get their workout in today.
Residents with a key fob will be able to go either way, in or out, but the general public will not be able to access that.
But they could walk through the working area.
Oh, yeah, they can walk
Like
through, yes,
That's
yes.
my
It is,
question.
it is totally open. It's not fenced in or gated or anything. And you are correct that our last time before the zoning board, they requested, or someone on their board requested that be opened up, and that's how we got to this point.
Okay, any other?
I have a question about the main entrance
Go ahead.
on Ardmore. Is there I don't know who to ask, but is there a drop-off area there for cars to pull up and they're gonna drop somebody off? Or is it gonna be all the parking that's going to be on Ardmore for anybody? So if cars pull up to drop someone off, an Uber or, anything, are they gonna be on Ardmore on the street?
No, the parking on Ardmore is public right-of-way.
Exactly.
So that's available to everyone. And then there's that section of the fire lane, and nobody can park there. So it'll be just general parking for the public.
But what happens, say, if an Uber comes to drop somebody off, or somebody's picking somebody up? Do they have to stop on Ardmore itself if the public parking is already taken?
That I can't answer. They can always go around and find another place to park, or another place to stop. I don't know
So
where.
it's not
If
gonna
there's no
be-
dedicated place for
Okay,
that.
so it's not gonna be convenient, I guess is what I'm getting at. Okay.
Because he can't promise that. 'cause
I
he's
know.
not
No,
doing
no,
the
I can't
street.
answer that.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm
Okay.
just, that's my opinion, looking at what I'm looking at.
Yeah, no, I see that too. Yeah,
Well, you have the handicap parking spaces too. That if they're not, you go in there and unload and
and get
move
out.
on.
Yeah, but what's the purpose then of having a main lobby?
Well, if you don't have a
With the
parking,
with the
if you can't,
elevators.
that's what he's saying. If you can't do that, then you can go to where you can get close to the sidewalk and walk into the building.
Right.
That's
But if
all
you're,
I'm
okay,
saying.
okay, if you're handicapped then,
Well, no, even if you're not. I mean, you're only gonna be there for a minute to drop someone off.
Everyone's question's valid, that's fine, and that makes sense, that you might would want to pull up close to the building. So, but let's stay on task on our, any other additional questions from the commission? Jared?
Yeah, I've got a relatively simple one, I think. You mentioned the bike room, but how many bike spaces? Or what amenities are proposed for that? how would that be handled? What kind of facilities? And on that topic, other bike parking on or around the perimeter of the site, whether it's in conjunction with the village or otherwise?
We have, excuse me, 2 exterior bike parking spaces at the ends of the building that are shown on the site plan. And then we have the bike storage repair room that has a capacity of about 20 to 25 bikes in that's internal in the building.
And the places in the parking stalls.
Oh, in addition to the storage space at the end of every parking.
Oh, you
around the
have a
perimeter.
storage area?
Yeah, there's storage around the perimeter of the building at the end of the parking space.
Does everyone get a locker or so?
Yes. Actually, that's not totally true. There are some spaces that are internal that don't fit on the outside of the building, but they have a separate storage room. So everyone in the facility has a storage room somewhere in the building.
About how large are those? Thanks for bringing that up, but about how large are those?
They're 6 feet by 9 feet.
That's pretty big.
Yes. There are a couple of them that are on the inside that might be 6 by 6 internal, but the ones that are at the perimeter of
That'd
the
be for
parking.
the studio apartments.
Yes.
That's good. All right.
I don't see one called out on the southwest.
It's right here. It's hard to see. It's right here. And on the site, you might not be able to see it on this one, but there's one right there
Uh-huh.
that's much easier to read, but the writing on the plan actually goes into the building. But it's down here near the restaurant area.
How many entrances are there?
Is-
Completely into that,
I'm sorry?
how many entrances are there actually to get into the building? I know that you got the main entrance. You have the entrance for the,
Here's the restaurant, there's the commercial
yeah,
space.
I'm talking about the residence. Okay, yeah, right there's the
main
main.
entrance.
Then you have the one in the back there where the freight car is.
You come here,
Oh, and one right there.
yes, sir,
So you have 3 main
Another
entrances.
entrance
Oh,
over
you
here.
have 4.
yes. Correct, Jack, there's the one right here on the corner? Yes.
Okay.
We do, those entrances, though, aesthetically, we want something done with those as well. Got someone coming home, and what is that entrance like? Is that just like getting into the back of the parking lot?
Yes, it gets you
Yeah.
into the stairwell here,
Right.
this is a stairway that takes you up.
Right. So it's not,
And this is
3
where
floors.
your
It's
open
not-
area-
it has no
your open
lobby
area is gonna be
aesthetic to
your-
it.
No, there
Right.
is no lobby. But this is an open area up on the second floor,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why that stair tower is there, so you can go up to the upper floors there.
And catch the elevator over there or catch the elevator in the corner.
That is correct.
and then you had another, I think it's that lined area, if you go back to where you just were pointing, coming into the back door.
Here,
That's just up half an inch. What is that?
we have, there's another elevator here,
Mm-hmm.
this is the one we talked about earlier. You have an elevator here, you have the one here,
Right.
and then you have the 2 over here.
Okay, so, but staying there, that's above the restaurant?
No, the restaurant's over here.
Okay. Where's the outside area associated near the restaurant?
That's on the second floor.
Okay, all right, that's what I was looking for.
Kind of right,
Uh-oh. You know where I'm going, right? That I want to see?
there you go.
Yeah,
right there.
thank you. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
Yes, sir.
So that's not covered, correct?
That is correct.
So that's just seasonal?
Yes, or if you're hardy. And the internal stairway from the restaurant, that takes you up to the second floor for the outdoor seating.
Right. And why does the internal restaurant stairs let you out outside instead of like, right? Because you come out, you see that door right there.
Out to the upstairs.
Right, that's outside now.
Yes.
And then what's it there where the cursor is right
We
now?
have, I believe this is where the there's some other indoor seating.
Right.
Yeah.
So you-
On the second floor.
You see what I'm saying, though? You go outside instead of come inside and go outside? The staircase door, yeah.
Yes. I can see why you're questioning.
That's not killer, but whatever. It can,
I believe we were talking about maybe this is more of an event space upstairs.
Okay, we should keep that in mind about how that would be used. And again, like access, and even today, just go stay inside and go into the other part. But anyway, but that's something that came up as well, so we want to, all right. I don't, does anyone have any other questions for the presenters? Okay, are we ready to close this section and go to discussion? Are you ready? You good? Okay. So I'm going to end the discussions with the presenters, and I'm going to let the board ask questions and just discuss this. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Can we just get a motion and vote on the closing?
Yeah, yes, we will, yeah. That's what I'm describing what we're going to do next. That's good. No, and thank you. That's your job to tell me how to do this properly, so thank you. So we're going to close this section where we're asking these questions out to the presenter. I guess we may have a question, and then we're going to discuss amongst ourselves.
So I move to close the public hearing on.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, we close that officially. I'd like to open the discussion. And again, I'm sorry. Roll call, yeas or nays?
Yay to close it?
Callers
To
are
close, yes. Roll call. Mr. Clampett?
Yes.
Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Ms. Kane?
Yes.
Commissioner Wanda?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So now I'd like to open for discussion with the commissioners. The floor is open. Any discussion we have with amongst ourselves?
Well, I'm still concerned about Ardmore. And this is a train station that's here. This is a very busy street, Ardmore, when the trains are coming. And there's no place for anybody, a taxi or an Uber or anything, to stop at the main entrance,
Right.
which is, you would think, pick me up at the main entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And now these cars are stopping on Ardmore.
Right.
And there's traffic, because we all know, anybody who lives in that area they know how bad that traffic gets on Ardmore. It's only 2 lanes.
Right.
The traffic's bad for about 2 hours a day. That is where I live. So it is bad, the rush hour in the morning and then in the evening.
But that might be when people are
Right.
getting an Uber.
Yes, it would be when people are getting an Uber. At the moment, no one parks on the street there, really, but that would, I think, change when you get
Oh,
to
the
an
minute
apartment.
there's apartments, yeah,
Yes,
that's going to
exactly,
change.
that would change that.
Right.
Because you're going to have a visitor come. Again, I ask, where are the visitors supposed to park?
Right. Yeah.
They're going to be trying to get the spots around the building.
Right. Because if we talk about it just with the area that we have to work with, I could see, if you go to some buildings, you pick a place and you can pull in.
Yeah, there's
it
like
comes
a
off the
little
street,
alcove.
And you go in and you drop off and then you go, which is great. So that's dealing with this.
But then that takes away parking on the street too, because
Oh,
you
yeah,
have to cut
absolutely.
a few,
Right.
you know.
And I think what
It's a
we're,
no-win situation.
right, because again, we have to talk about it with the space we're dealing with, there are other options, not one that meets that criteria to drop someone off easily. And you know what happens when a train stops. So, again, it's definitely a problem to try to have rectified, because just by the existence of the building, and then that there's a large space that'll be taken up for fire, I imagine it'll be striped off and sitting there. I know people will probably use it, but it won't be defined for that purpose. Right?
Can't you just have a no parking sign between the two? And just say you can't park there?
Well, we know how well that goes with people.
Well,
I think realistically, with the way things are laid out, Ubers are gonna pull into the fire lane, it basically is what's gonna happen. And there's really no way around that. That's what's gonna happen with the current layout. So I don't know, like, if there's any way to, like, propose a change or that, but to try to make it available, but.
Would it alleviate your concerns if there was one of those 5 spaces to the south of the fire lane, so near the entrance, that was posted or signed for ride share pickup only or whatnot. I can't imagine there's gonna be more than one or two taxis or Ubers at any
Simultaneously.
given time.
Yeah, but what if somebody's picking up grandma? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what if
And the
bus
main
breaks
elevator is
down?
there on the west side.
I can only deal with a certain level of what ifs.
I know,
right?
well,
I just-
you have to be realistic.
Exactly.
I can't walk
Certain level of
being,
what ifs.
if I'm coming down this main elevator and the only place somebody can pick me up is over here, and now I have to walk through
That's
the
what I'm saying,
garage.
a posted area that's reserved for ride share, pickups, whatnot, outside the main entrance, right?
Yeah.
The question is though, what can we, so this is, that street is more, that's the public right of way. So really what can the development do?
Correct, that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah, could they, yeah, like that is only, we could say maybe you can say the spot is 15-minute parking only and it's really only for an Uber or picking up grandma. Like that I think would be the only thing to do is a 15-minute parking spot.
Can the village do that? Can we
Yeah.
just say that this is,
Can the village do that?
a pickup drop-off spot? Like,
Can the
we're saying
village
these
just
are
do a-
parking spots, or we're saying these are not parking spots? Can we say that one? Thank you.
Yeah, the
Yes.
village, yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice coat. You take it off. Do you-
I'm
do
Mike
you s-
Guerra.
Do you swear to tell the truth and be honest in these proceedings today?
I do.
State your name, yeah.
Mike Guerra, I'm currently now the assistant village manager. But in terms of the right-of-way aspects, those would be controlled, and legal counsel Morton can correct me, probably through the plan commission, as that would be a change in an ordinance. We would need to require a change in our vehicle code in our ordinance to allow for zone loading and unloading, and no parking, because that's all regulated through our traffic code, so that tickets could be issued. So that request would have to be made, and then that would have to be approved probably, and right now, if I'm speaking on a term, the plan commission would have to make that recommendation to the board, and the board would have to authorize an ordinance changing our parking code. Similar, I think it was discussed about the potential of a bump out, those sort of things, those were discussed, that an ordinance change would be needed to modify the code for no parking, or in that case, allow for loading zone, 15-minute parking for loading or unloading, those sort of timeframes on a no parking side. Because currently, on the east side of the building on Beverly, on Beverly's west side, which would align with the building, is currently no parking. So to add a loading zone there, we would have to modify the code to allow for actually stopping and unloading at that location. So those would be concerns at those times that we would need to bring that forth as part of a separate ordinance to the village board.
Well, I just had a thought too. I mean, food deliveries and Instacart and, you keep adding to all of these things where somebody has to park their car and go up and,
Correct. So I think any changes to the timeframe or the characteristic of the parking would need to be codified through an ordinance change approved by the board. And if I'm,
I mean, these parking spaces are in the public right of way, right? They're not the developer's parking spaces, right? So in terms of putting a condition on the PUD to do something with that, there's only so much that the developer can control, which is, to Mr. Guerra's point, why that use of those types of spaces is governed by what we already have in the ordinance. So one would follow the other. You as a commission board can put any conditions that you think are appropriate on the developer. This would be a condition that wouldn't really fall within the
Right.
developer's.
Understood, yeah,
Village.
agreed.
no, I understand that. But I mean, you have a main entrance and then no way for anybody to really pull up to it, like you see a lot in apartment buildings and condos and.
I feel like likely though, the main entrance is mostly used for, actually what you're saying is for food delivery at that point. Most, all the residents are going to enter in the back.
Right.
So that is a big
When
problem
they
there.
park, yeah. Okay.
I would say stepping back from the parking issue, I do think this is a very important project for Villa Park. I don't think there's enough housing, especially rentals in the area. I also do love that it is net zero. That would be very environmental and a really good thing for Villa Park to have. And I don't love how tall it is. It will look kind of weird in the area, but again, there's a housing crisis in the country. There's a housing crisis in the county. I can't say really no to housing. So I wanted to go back there and say, like, I think the developer has been really working with the village to kind of get the aesthetic looks we want, to get the streets the way we want them. They've been really trying to work with everything we're asking of them. So I just kind of wanted to say, we really do need housing in the area, and the developer, I think, is one that we probably want to be developing it from the perspective of they're working with us and they're bringing in a really good project.
Like that. Anyone else?
Yeah, I would say that in terms of the number of units, the type of development, whether or not there's enough parking, I've been supportive of this project since the previous developer tried to develop this site with a different program. I do struggle with the massing of the building at times. Not even necessarily the bulk of the building, but the massing, the way it presents itself, particularly along Ardmore. There's the brick. That was it's a good effort at some relief, but there's no vertical relief at all, or I guess there's no relief in terms of depth, especially on the Ardmore facade, really, other than your balcony reliefs. But when you turn the corner, you do have a little bit because you're forced to step. And on the south side, similarly, you're forced to step because of the angle. But we're presented with essentially a flat facade on the east and the west. I have mixed feelings about the materials choices. Split face CMU in and of itself, I don't necessarily dislike, but it's a lot of it at the ground level. And even though I deal with these types of projects a lot, how that much hardy board on 5 floors above is going to read on a flat face is really hard to visualize for me personally. I know it's presented here as a rendering, but the reality of it is often different. One thing I do want to say that I appreciate, similar to Commissioner Kane's comment, I do appreciate that you've come before us and there were a number of issues in the staff report, and you've attempted to address or said that you're willing to address a number of those, and I do really appreciate that. Some of them are relatively minor, like the shade trees, additional shade trees, and potentially ornamental trees, if that makes more sense, along the south side and along Terrace. Assuming staff thinks that makes sense, I would be supportive of a condition along those lines. I know the fire department wants the EV spaces moved closer to the entrance. I know that would be an added cost on the developer, but I'm supportive of electric vehicles too, but the reality is I don't know if they're any more likely than an internal combustion engine, but we have to trust the professionals, right? And they know they're a harder fire to put out, even if they're not more likely to combust. I don't know if we want to go through these points one by one. I've kind of broken some of them out, or
I think we will have to go through them more and more, and because this is not a simple meeting where we have this one condition. Some things are simple, like you say, talking about plants or something, that's easy. But some of the changes with the functionality of the building and the garbage and so on, I think it's going to take more time for us to clarify and work with you. And again, for myself as well, reiterating what they said, we are glad you're here and glad to be working with you. And we expect that there would be some back and forth, right? And changes made. So again, we have to look forward to continue this process and get it to where it's something that our community can be proud of. At this particular meeting, obviously, we're working with new drawings to us. As it develops more and the community hears more, we will have lots of community with questions like these, and we want to have the answers as well, right? They're going to ask us, what are you doing? So I think we're going to keep working on these and give you more feedback and try to get some of those changes worked in so that our staff and the team here, we can all come together and understand that we have a good product that'll be stood up on this site. So, go ahead.
Yeah, and one other kind of point, that we talked about traffic and parking a little bit. There was a traffic study, I'm not sure who got to it, it's about page 280 in our packet by the time we got to it. But generally, and maybe the developer may want to speak to it themselves, because I don't want to, I'm not the expert, but my interpretation of it is largely that most of the traffic flows are not heavily impacted, and the one that is somewhat impacted is southbound on Ardmore at the PM Peak and at Vermont. And that's already a bad intersection that would get worse, essentially. I don't know if you want to, if there's anybody here that can speak to that on behalf of the developer, or if you want to allow that, but.
And which way on Vermont are you saying? Either way?
I think it was southbound on Ardmore at Vermont.
Okay. No, I can picture where it is. I'm just trying to see the flow there. Because on Terrace, it's already just one way, so that really wouldn't, that's adding flow to Terrace, you know, outside of the Kiss and Ride thing, which I don't even use, but I know it's there. So that opens that one up. Terrace turning onto Ardmore, heading north towards now Vermont, so that traffic comes around the block.
The biggest impact was the Ardmore southbound traffic approaching Vermont.
Yeah, so it would be
Okay, so coming back.
coming,
And
you
the
know, coming
backup
over the
occurs-
overpass and down
backup
the,
occurs towards the grade crossing.
Okay, right.
Otherwise, it was actually a good thorough study.
Okay. Did we do, well, we have to go to another committee for that. I think there's another traffic study. Was that done recently? Do we know? Was there a new traffic study done, or does the other one stand?
No, there was one done in 2025 and submitted as part of this.
Okay, that's recent enough, yeah. Okay.
I think there was a comment that was being reviewed by our team. I mean, that would be CLOA, correct? Did they do that for us, or who reviews those?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's currently in process?
Okay. So any more discussion from the commissioners? So, one, we have a lot here. I don't think we're going to be able to go through and line item anything out just yet unless someone has something burning in their head that they're thinking they will want to. So this is why we're having this, our commission discussion right now. So you can do that now. Or we can consider, you know, we're going to have to dig into this deeper, outline some things, get more feedback from the developer, and then bring this back to the table. And this is part of our commission discussion, so give me
Yeah, I would,
response, please.
if we're gonna continue this, we need to give them,
Yeah, what do we want to
some guidance.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And we can't tell them to,
No, I'm saying we're not gonna try to line item approve things. We're gonna tell them, we're gonna make
Correct.
feedback on stuff and changes for things, so. All right. Yes,
May I just chime in with some
Please.
thoughts on the process?
Mhm.
Because I see that, it's trending towards a continuation tonight. And I can't guarantee that I'll be at the next meeting, so I want to make sure that I just point out a few things. To me, because this is a big project, as you all are aware, and there's a lot to consider.
right.
From my perspective, just to make sure everyone's on the same page, it seems like the three things you need to ultimately do before voting on the application is one, four things. Make sure all of yours and staff's questions have been addressed and that you feel like that you have the answers that you need. Two, check over each of these exceptions that they're asking for, the deviations, and make sure that you're comfortable with each of those deviations. Three, are there any conditions you would want to add to the PUD? And then fourth, with those conditions, are all the standards satisfied? So there are a number of levels here to look at, and part of the process is, per your ordinance, you have 60 days to do so. So I just wanted
That's
to
fine.
make sure you guys are aware of the timing.
Right, that's good, yep. And we can get those, go back and forth and get those questions answered for the commission and for staff during that period, right? We're not doing that tonight, correct?
I would
What is it?
suggest that you do ask the
As much
questions
of it
to
tonight?
the applicants that you want them to come back with.
Oh, that
and
part,
anything
yes.
that you want to change before the next meeting, because.
They don't have to respond tonight. We won't get the answers, that's, yeah, okay, thank you, yep. Okay, that's good. All right, so we can start, go through that process. and
Yeah,
then
so
just
I
look
did-
Through our list.
I did kind of highlight some of these things, and some of them might be redundant because they were answered, but some of the comments that were highlighted by staff said the ZBA should note that no transit-oriented lobby design exists for this corner of the building. The applicant has since indicated that there are entrances there. I guess the question is, do we think they're delineated enough from the exterior?
Which number is that? Is that
That's-
number?
I could, let me, I
I have
separated
the
them out,
same
but
one as well,
let
so
me,
let's do that.
I pulled them out into a separate
Yeah, I
list, so
think
it was
that's good.
easier for me to find them all, but
Yep, there it is.
1B,
So, and that still stands. Nothing really changed there in this drawing. That still has the stairwell that goes up, into the parking lot. It's not a lobby. So that question stands,
My
correct?
question, I guess,
1B.
what are we trying to clarify with that? Because like, just how it looks, because they said that there are, like, two different entrances on that side of the building.
So I
Like, what are
think the clarification is lobby design.
Oh,
As
okay.
opposed to, yeah, thank you. Just going up two stairs into a garage, maybe it's all cinder block, gray, whatever, as opposed to you go into a lot, the difference in when you enter a lobby, right?
Yeah, are we talking about the lobby side? But we're talking
No,
about
we're talking
the
about,
Metro design,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
so we're talking about the terrace side.
Yeah, so it's just, we want them to like, just how it looks on the outside?
Yeah. Like you came home.
Yeah.
And now you walk into your lobby.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's a distinction. Are we taking that to the,
I thought we were talking about on the station side.
yeah, we are.
The
Correct.
transit entrance, right?
did I name the wrong street?
No, you named the right one.
Okay. So it's that corner over here, right where Beverly and Terrace meet.
Right.
Just you get off the train,
Southeast
but it just looks like,
Okay, I thought we moved on to the lobby, all of a sudden I started hearing lobby.
well,
so-
it was saying that it should look like a lobby as well. not just a stairwell.
Yeah, I personally don't feel that's necessary, but I don't know what the rest of the commission feels.
I don't think it's, an entrance, yes, but a lobby-type entrance is,
Okay. So
that's my take.
we still want that addressed. Go ahead.
If I may offer a suggestion, and feel free to
No,
not
no,
take it, but even though you're not voting tonight, if you wanted to do a straw poll to see, are these things that you want them to come back with? For instance,
Right.
if there were 4 of you that wanted it to be a different lobby design, then you would ask them, come back at the January meeting with a revised lobby design. And
Yep,
along
that's
those
fine.
lines.
Yep, good. That's a good way to go. Thank you for that guidance. So, do we all understand what we're saying here as far as that transit-oriented lobby design? Okay? Well, so I will do that straw poll and just
Are there
see.
going to be cameras there?
That's a different question.
I know,
But-
but it's in the lobby. That's why I'm asking. Are there going to be cameras? I know there's a camera, I'm sure, in the main lobby, but on these entrances.
Okay, that's good. Let's do this one first, and then we'll ask about cameras, because that's a whole facility-wide thing. That's a good question, though, because we did not talk about that. Thank you. But regarding this transit-oriented lobby on the corner of the terrace entrance, where they currently have a stairwell, who would be interested or support seeing a design for more of a lobby-type design? I'll do a poll. Trustee Clampett?
No, good as is.
Okay. Jarrett? Trustee, I said Jarrett. yeah. Commissioner?
Thanks.
I
didn't
keep
catch that.
giving you a trustee
I
title.
would like to see a bit more on that south side because it's what people see from the train.
Okay. Commissioner Gonzalez?
I agree with him.
Okay. Commissioner Ackerman?
I agree with what was said.
Okay.
A little bit more. Doesn't have to be elaborate, but.
Commissioner Kane?
Be marble.
Not something I really care about,
That's
so.
something you- And I'll be a yes, so that's 4. So that one's on, and it's written already, but we can get it consolidated. I won't try to reiterate it, but you guys can do it and just show whether it's again, I don't want to add too much to it. But I don't think we're talking about some full lobby design like the front door, so, right? But something that's presentable that you
Like
came
an
home
awning
to.
or something, just make it like clear that this is an entrance.
Well, interior-wise as well,
Yeah.
but we'll see that they come
We
up
want
with.
interior and exterior design.
Yeah, yes. Okay, is that good, Jarrett?
Yeah.
You like that? Okay, so that one's on. So you had a question about cameras?
Well, on these entrances, I just want to make sure
Okay.
that there is some kind of security. Where either person, is there a doorbell? That someone's going to ring and,
What is your general, I'm going to ask to the developers, what is your general security plan? And you can go beyond the cameras, but obviously we're asking about the camera situation for the building at large.
The hearing's over.
Yeah, sure. And then I think part of that's, so I would say answer it for any cameras, if there's interiors or floor, elevators, so.
We've had brief discussions about it. Primarily, as we've said numerous times, that we'll have a key fob access that will dictate who can go in and out. We'll obviously have permissions for the tenants to go in and out of the lobbies. And since the parking internally was all for tenants, I think that was kind of why we were looking at not having a big lobby there. There is an awning over that doorway that's going into that space as of this moment. So that, I think that's where our confusion was when you folks asked that question. Because it was more of a pass-through into an elevator lobby or into the parking area for tenants. And it was not necessarily a lobby as a entrance point into the building for outside people, as a rule.
Right, and then his question's just, I know you're addressing that previous one. So the point about the that entrance being, have a lobby filled, so that it's nice, not just a garage door that I'm, park my car somewhere downtown, I run it, scurry into. That's all. I don't think we're asking for a full blown out lobby, reception desk and all that. So, anyway, and then the other question was, is there a camera there, but just to cover cameras? Are there cameras built into this design?
I would anticipate that we would have at least the points of entry into the building having some sort of video surveillance as you enter.
Is that
That's
feasible,
what
or
I've
just
done in the
put it on the
past.
checklist? Okay.
How
So-
does a guest get into the building? I mean, does the tenant have to come down from the 7th floor and let them in, or?
That is a good question. I don't know at this time. Previously, we've done A-phone systems where it's a video system where you punch in a tenant's number or unit, and there's a video console inside each apartment. And it's usually at the main lobby is where it is.
Okay.
And people can buzz them in or come down for like a DoorDash
Oh, that
or
makes
something.
sense, yeah.
And that would be what I've done in the past. I'm not saying that that's what we're doing here, so I don't want to give you any misrepresentation, but that is what I've done in the past for these type of structures. That way, you have a record of it, of who came, who, at what time, because that's all cataloged, and it goes into a management office so that you know exactly who came when.
Right.
And the same with the key fobs going in and out of your building. And then when a tenant moves out, that is obviously deactivated at that time.
Okay. So,
Good.
are you going to, thank you.
You got a lot of tenants, so he's gonna have a lot of people. You're
Yes.
not gonna know everybody.
No, absolutely not. And again, the main way that I have done it in the past is strictly with a key fob, because we were doing keypads, but then you get your friend, you give them the key.
Give them the code.
Yeah, and it turns into a circus. But with the key fobs and on some of my other facilities I've done, in conjunction with the key fobs, we have a video camera at each point of entry. Or we have exit-only doors from some of our that back corner stair tower, potentially exit-only, and to continue surveillance, have a camera in that stairway.
Okay.
Something of that nature. But again, this is all stuff that we have not finalized, we haven't discussed, so I don't want to give any
Oh, no,
any
understood.
misrepresentation to anyone.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
That's just my experience
Yep.
in the past.
Commissioner, are you asking for us to take a poll on getting cameras at entry points?
Yes.
Would you like to do that? Okay, we'll do that. So that's the question I'm posing now. Would we like to have cameras at each entry point? And this is just a straw that Ryan suggested we do to get it on the list. So it's not a vote. Trustee Kane?
A plan for it, but I understand that security involves a lot of different effort, so, yeah, kind of.
Do we want to call it a security plan? And
Like,
that
yes,
includes-
overview,
Does that
general-
meet your
general
requirement?
outline.
What does an overview mean? I don't know.
Well, a design for security.
Oh, yeah.
That includes cameras.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do it that way. So that's access and everything, which they have some access built in, but as we know, it's not fully defined yet. So let's say, I'm just making notes, access. Okay, so that's what this straw will be. So I'll start over. Commissioner Ackerman?
Yes.
Commissioner Kane?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Commissioner Clampett? It's the security plan, just,
I abstain.
okay.
I'm honestly indifferent on
Okay, that's fine.
whether we
Okay.
see that or not.
So we have it on.
I understand it's
we
a
have 4
complex
people.
matter that they would be changing constantly, probably.
Okay, so that one's on. Let's continue down our list. And if we have things that are not on the internal staff list, we'll add those as well as we see. All right? This is a good common list that we all have. So it's good to work from, but we can add just as we just added that one impromptu. So let's continue. We are at section 2, building scale and architecture. Are there any items here that we wish to consider to provide to the firm? And there are, so.
I think they should continue to look into another option for the garbage, or look into the concierge, or if there's a way to add in garbage closer to the restaurant. But if it's not feasible, it's fine, but I want.
Making them responsible.
I agree, because I have less of a concern with the residents. I mean, if they have convenient garbage, that's great, but I think we know the reality of if management's not up on a daily basis, then commercial tenants are gonna be, it will be in the hallways or it'll be in a bin outside the back door until they can roll it around. I know that there's maybe a pathway mentioned, but that's not something visible on the site plan that we were provided at least.
Yeah.
Maybe it was in an updated version that we didn't end up with, I don't know.
Well, it's not, it sounds like it's the path that, a car would take. You just get over there, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so that one's added. That's 2B on this page, but we'll consolidate it. So we have 3 items so far. Let's move down this list. And we can just jump to the ones we need. We don't have to read through all of them.
Yeah, so then we have a series here about color palette and.
Color palettes, right? I think we'll be keeping that one, or I'm stating that we should keep it, again, for review and looking at the colors. That's not a difficult one because it is colors, to look at some different color schemes. Straw vote on this one, which is 2D, listed here in our document.
What are we asking, to look at different color schemes?
Correct. And in all these topics we should have discussed already, so we're just saying if we want to formalize and make sure we provide these questions.
Basically just that they supply the colors, because they said they picked it out in accordance with the color palette, but just so we can approve that.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah, I didn't mind the colors.
okay. Commissioner Clampett?
No.
Yes?
No,
Okay. Commissioner Ackerman?
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
I don't care.
Commissioner Jarrett?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, and yes for me. So that one's on 2D. Just 1 second. 2 Delta. 5, that's 4. The main entrance of the building should be reviewed by ZBA to identify modifications to meet section 477, principal entryway. I don't think, for the principal entryway, that the well in the other rendering as well, not this particular one, to the primary entryway described as the lobby. Are there any questions on that one that we want followed up with? Can you go to that rendering so we can see a little better? And there is a cap over there in front of that tree, I believe, after the name of the building. There's a flat roof there? Or is that a balcony?
I think it's a balcony.
Yeah. So the question is, do we want them to take a look at presenting us with a different cap? Like something rounded or something. Again, this is part of a presentation response. They're not going to actually build it. If we want them to do that, we can ask for
I
it.
had no problem with
The current one?
design, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, I actually think that looks really nice.
All right. Let's do another straw. Commissioner Clampett,
No?
Commissioner Jarrett,
Yes.
okay. Commissioner Gonzalez,
No.
Commissioner Ackerman,
Yes.
and Commissioner Kane.
Yes.
Okay, so that one's on. So we're putting that one on, E, 2E. E. Make sure I don't miss any. That's 5. F was not highlighted. The ZBA should consider whether the proposed building features have enough architectural interest. I know you had some comments about that, Jarrett.
Yeah, there was,
That's F, is the one. And that was a.
yes, there was C, which was the CMU as well, that we kind of
Oh,
bypassed.
yeah, it was part of C. Okay, we can go back up to that, because that's part of the face of the building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So those kind of go together, because one talks about the vertical elements of the elevations. So we can talk about 2C and F on this one.
Yeah, that kind of goes to the point that I made during comments with just it. Even in a rendering, it reads like a very flat facade.
Right.
And I
Okay.
don't think it's going to read less flat
Right,
in reality.
right.
I know
Because
the
that's
split-
actually flat there, because there's
split
entrance at
face-
the top, but here between the changes of color, those are actually flat, and it's just the
Talking about the
color.
parapet wall on the roof?
I'm saying that has some interest, but then the wall itself is just flat. So anyway, but that's the discussion. Are we saying for Section 2, items C and D, that we want to keep that also on the list to get a response back and changes?
Yeah,
I'll do
the
a straw
elevations for
round.
sure.
Commissioner Kane,
Yes.
Commissioner Clampett,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
No.
Commissioner Ackerman,
Yes.
and Pate. Okay, so those are on C and F, 2C and F. Section 3, open space. Comments related to the issue of open space in regard to proposed development plans.
Yeah, the only one there is really 3C, and I think that applicant advised that they will have the proper facilities for drainage, and
Right.
as long as that's shown to satisfy staff, I don't have a problem with that.
Are there any questions anyone else has on that particular one? Objections or anything you want to raise? No. Same here. We can move on. Just to cover it, lot coverage, we don't have, lot coverage, we have following comments and issues for lot coverage. So, yeah, this 93.16% maximum lot coverage, where it should be 75% for a deviation required. We had this on some other issues before. That's the village. I know you stated the village, and we don't have to go back to discussion. I'm just thinking out loud. Wanted you to go to the lot lines, but then that takes you to 93.16%. Are there any questions, or does the commission want to have this reviewed to get closer to that, our required number of 75%?
No, because it seems that this was in response to other zoning requirements that they were given.
That we asked them to do?
Yeah.
Do you recall that? That would have been in the past. I
There
wouldn't
were
have
just
seen
like
that.
they said there were other obligations, other things that they had to meet.
Okay. Do
Would be
you,
part of the zoning code is what they're
Yeah.
referring to, not something a previous
Yeah, that's
commission
what I
did.
meant.
The MX district wants these storefront buildings to be close to the sidewalk, so you don't end up with, a storefront instead
Mhm.
of a front lawn with shrubs in front of it that separates
Oh,
the,
okay. Right, that's the
Um,
one. Okay. And so that takes up that
Yeah.
extra space that would have
You don't
been.
want a blind spot where you can come up to the corner and you can't see.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you can see
Right, that,
when you come to an intersection.
right. Okay, so it doesn't sound like that we have
No,
any
this-
issues with this one.
Yeah, because that deviation is just with conflicting requirements, basically.
Okay.
yeah, I don't have a problem with that, and at various points, the infrastructure has been upgraded here to help deal with this project. I believe that's true, correct? As the petitioner stated.
Okay. The landscaping. So this is an interesting one because I think the 6 trees and the 4 trees and the 6 trees and the 0 trees, that's something that we would have to also give authorization for them to do, which I think you can, in your case, for the landscape, you would put it in, and you can correct me, Ryan, they can put it in, and then we'd have to just approve it. So where they can't put the trees is because of our ordinances. So was it 40 feet, 50 feet between, 50 feet between trees? We would be forcing them to put more trees in a smaller space because we want them.
Right. It would be your proactive condition,
Right.
which would also be then a deviation that you would display.
That we would.
Yeah,
Then- yeah.
I would, just looking at the tree plan along Vermont and along Terrace, I know that that's done to meet code, but I would rather see something on Vermont that works with staff and potentially the existing trees if they're worth saving. I don't know what they are, but to come up with a cleaner tree, even spacing of trees.
Tree line.
Even if that means, I don't know. I'm not the tree guy, right? But you know what I'm saying. A cleaner tree line there than what's proposed. And I would like along the south to find opportunities to either add shade trees or, given the space there, ornamental trees might be more appropriate. Again, I'm not the landscape architect, but if there's opportunity to do that,
Okay.
I would want to see that.
So, and then we're saying then, because we know they don't fit, that we would be giving approval.
Yeah,
We
that-
expect to see
It would
that.
be, right, a
Right.
deviation
Right.
or a condition that, if we're continuing it, then obviously they would bring it back with
Mhm.
changes, but that would be a potential condition.
Thought I heard him say no ornamental trees.
No, he was just picking
there-
out, yeah.
There are no ornamental trees currently, but
Right.
there'd
We have
be
a lot of different
opportunities
trees.
on the south.
Okay, so this one will be listed, and then if we do this on a straw vote, that is something that we're asking for, trees, renderings for options of trees on Vermont, and shade trees on the terrace side. And he kind of demonstrated places he could probably put some trees, so we're looking for that addition. Obviously, when we get it, it's something we're interested in improving, because we just asked for it. So I'll do another roll call for the straw
I'd like to say
conversation. Yes, go ahead,
first,
sir.
on the station side, the south side,
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you, Jared. Getting something there is
Definitely.
important. One aspect to look at is thousands and thousands of people ride past that every day on the railroad tracks. And it's important to start drawing people into Villa Park, and that's how we do that. Think of that as like a major thoroughfare going by.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, that is the side of the building with the least amount of aesthetic attention, I guess. I like that the transparency between the 7-story rises is there for the pool, but I think something, trees, shrubs, ornamental, whatnot. I don't even like cutting my own grass, let alone claim that I'm the tree guy, but
And I would
just to
say-
give you an aspect of why I think that's really important.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
apologize for speaking
it's
over
okay.
you. And I guess when I was talking about the lobby, whether, I understand that you don't want a lobby on the south side that necessarily reads like an entrance for the public, but currently, even in the elevations, it doesn't really read like there's, you're going by it on a train, it's gonna be a wall on the south, on the bottom.
Right. And that's kind of going back to the.
And you don't know, is it residential, commercial, what are you looking at?
Right, that aesthetic where you look out and you see, this is a nice town, right? So, and this will be, yeah.
Yeah, this is a little bit separate, but on the original proposal before this developer, one of the things that a point that I made to that developer at the time is that Ardmore is important. That's that's your commercial frontage, and Vermont is important, and they're dealing with Vermont the best they can, given that they've got a several hundred car parking deck to deal with, and I understand that's not easy aesthetically. But you can't turn your back on the train station and the train tracks
Right.
either.
Yeah.
This is a four-sided building on a four-sided site, and it needs to be treated that way.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's do a straw man roll call on the ZBA requesting and also trees for Vermont for the request we made, 6, and where currently our zone is only 0 and so on. We're asking for that, so if you put it in, that's what we're seeking to do. And I'm saying on this to see it for Vermont, Terrace, and Beverly, so we can have some aesthetic appeal there, okay? Commissioner Kane,
Yes.
Commissioner Wanda,
Yeah.
I keep doing that, Commissioner Clampett,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
And Commissioner Jarrett.
Yes.
All right, so that's all approved on that one. That's 7. Let's move on. I think we got past this one. And was that ornamental? That was E?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 5E. Great. 5 Echo. 5F.
I think they somewhat answered it, but I think it would just kind of go with E, making sure that the plants are proposing.
Yeah, I think that can stay, because this is all on landscaping. So let's look at both these together, petition plans. Yep, and he said why park space. So they can't do the park space because of code, but is that just for grasses? G, I'm looking at? Oh, this is a whole nother change. Let's go to G in a second. So let's put, and I can do roll call again. I don't think we need to though, but for the shrubbery and the trees, I think that F can go in the last one we just did. Anyone opposed to that? Or do we want a roll call?
That's good.
Yeah, it's the same.
I just would like staff to be satisfied that what's being provided is drought tolerant. I don't, and salt tolerant.
Yeah, so we'll keep that and make
I don't know the
sure.
specifics of the trees, and
Yeah.
I trust the expert, but we have staff that needs to be satisfied on that as well.
Okay, so it's added then. That's part of 7 is 5E and F. Now, let's do this G, because it's different. It's they're supposed to provide park space, okay? And then that has a certain cost total with it. The petitioner intends to request the Board of Trustees to waive the fee in lieu of park space.
So if I may?
Yes, please, because this is different, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. The code allows them to do the fee in lieu. This is more informational to make sure you're aware of the fact that
Right.
they're going to ask the board, is from what my understanding is, unless their plans change, for a waiver of that, so then there'd be a waiver of the fee, but also no park space. So that's just, it's informational for you.
It's right.
Not anything that you need.
That I have to approve. But, so good luck then, because you might want the fee. Anyway, so we can move on to that one. We don't need to cover that one under G in landscaping. Graphics and signage. This one, yeah, the visibility and the sign sizes and the reuse, if it's aluminum, how that works. So the size of the sign, the size of the lettering, we need some more options on that. And then if that's an aluminum sign, is that going to stay a viable sign if signs are coming in and out? Not to say it would happen frequently, but when businesses move or you have to adjust signs for any reason to put in someone else's logos or headers, how would that work? That shouldn't be too painful, but I think that was one that made sense to look at. Again, I don't think the signage is a painful one to look at.
Yeah, I would just wonder if a single 18-inch sign on the awning for a restaurant is sufficient. And I know with the, so this, question for staff, the sign packet is, are we approving signs along with this, or is that's a separate application, correct?
It would be submitted as a separate application for each sign for the awnings.
Okay.
Just, staff's comment was related to the awnings that are provided only allow for an 18-inch maximum logo and letter height.
Yeah, and could you go to the elevations for that street-facing elevation for a minute? It's really hard to tell there, but you've got small awnings over the two doors, but then above the windows, there are louvers for, I assume they're for ventilation, but there are louvers above the windows. So there's not really an ability to put signs above the windows, like on a wall, like you might. But I guess if that's being done separately,
I would recommend that the commission ask the petitioner what the plans are and if there's going to be standards and criteria for signage moving forward for the development. So that way you can review the overall size and area that the signage could be. Right now, that's just an 18-inch box as staff reviewed it on these elevations.
right, and if it says my favorite Mexican restaurant, as I'm driving by at 30 miles an hour, I'm not gonna see it.
Better not be driving 30 past there.
24 and a half.
Okay, so we'll keep this one on. We'll make some clarifications to it. So this is 6C, asking for some standards on what signage can fit in that space. Any clarification to that verbiage? I'm making notes. And then, Ryan, when do we have to provide this list? We're saying it now. We're making notes now.
Mr. Stanford is taking copious notes himself.
Okay, and then we can also
That will also
write these up, and then they'll come back out to you. Okay, very good, as long as that's, covers it. Okay.
Do we have any issues with the garden station sign itself or anything? Those I was fine with.
I don't.
I thought aesthetically it was quite nice. It wasn't,
The one on Ardmore, the
Yeah,
larger one, I'm more than okay with that.
Yep.
I don't really know the size
Right.
of the ones at the corner, but
Is there footage on there? Yeah, there's measurements there. Is that 4 feet? I can't, can you zoom in on that? He was just asking about the size here, but, yeah. But I don't think we had questions on that one, so,
may be able to get to that.
yeah, I know you can
so
zoom
then
in.
we're more asking for just a more comprehensive details on the.
Right, because different restaurants or businesses will have different fonts.
Independent
so-
businesses that might be in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
but, because I think the standard then would be if they had a,
I just want to I want to make sure I'm clear on what we're asking.
okay,
So.
all right. Any,
Many times when you have a business, you have a logo that then would be associated with letters, and sometimes shrinking down your logo to 18 inches would make it potentially, depending on the business, hard to
Correct.
view.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
that's where that
All right.
comment is right.
So we're talking about keeping that request on. It's 6C on our list. I'll do another round robin. Commissioner Kane,
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez. Commissioner Clampett.
Yes.
Commissioner Jarrett.
Yes.
Okay, that one's added. 6C. Okay. 7, circulation. I didn't think we had tons on that. Let's see. Does anyone have one on A?
The
Go ahead.
one in circulation that did come up was move-in.
Mhm.
They sort of explained how that would be potentially handled, but it's not, again, that's one, I guess, that falls more in the public right away.
Right. And then who handles that, though? Does that
But
go
there
to a
was the
different
proposed
commission?
Bump out.
For
that they would
circulation?
create for the.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that was mentioned by the petitioner was potential modification to the sidewalk to allow for a drop-off, pull-off, then that would also be reviewed by the plan commission,
Mhm.
with recommendation to the village board for changes in village ordinances.
So do we need to put that in our list?
So the portion of the site plan changing, I
Right.
would recommend including on the list.
Even though it's going to go to them?
The site plan
Yep.
would still need to be modified though as well.
So Wanda, this is to your point about having an area to drop off.
Right.
Or not, but we'll,
No, this is for the,
on
this
the
is the
Beverly
move-in, move-out.
oh, this is on the move in, move out side.
Beverly.
Okay, thank you. So we'll get to the other one now.
You just gotta-
Go ahead, yes, please.
If we do the bump out, as we discussed, that is also going to impact the landscaping along that side, which was one of the other notes that you folks had on a previous response. So let us know direction you want to go with that, because that will impact that.
As many as we can.
So you're saying you can't put a tree in the middle of the pullover spot?
Good, sir. We'll put a tree wherever you tell me to put it.
That's a good answer. Careful where you
That's,
ask.
Right.
yeah, that's what the commercial applicants always say about signs.
Okay, so
I know
that's
the
one
song.
for circulation. So the one you had, Wanda, is also, I believe, circulation, but not on this list, correct? Yep, so we'll do that as 10. Well, I'm putting on here. I'm going to put both these on, and then we'll do the roll call, just so we can say what we're going to.
Both.
And the second one is, so Wanda was asking, you know, when we can pull, if a person can pull up and drop someone off, if that spot can be called, you know, drop.
I thought that
drop
was
back.
outside the site plan, though.
It is outside the site plan, so we're not.
But they would
we
need to
have
modify the site plan to reflect that.
Right,
Right.
so that's all.
So you would
But
want
we
that
would then have to
as a-
give it to
You would want that
planning.
as a listed item, but not something we're necessarily voted on.
Well,
but-
we won't vote on it.
Right.
We're just
Basically, we're
putting it in
telling
the
them to ask the plan commission.
Yes.
list. Exactly. Do our dirty work. So that would be the second one. We can roll call it separately. And then, so it's definitely pickup. I guess I have to say drop off. But we got into a discussion which makes sense about deliveries, I mean, or if it's 15 minutes parking or something, so. But this will go, you guys don't have to sweat about it, right? Because we're just got to give it to the other commission.
So I would also say to his point, the move-in area is probably more important than the landscaping on that. So the Beverly, like I want landscaping there,
Right.
but he wanted to
Right.
know priorities. Priorities would be the move-in area.
It-
Yeah.
And it makes more sense for the move-in area to be on, well, I wouldn't necessarily want to modify the sidewalk. I know it's probably necessary because that's a fairly narrow parkway there.
Beverly?
And
Yeah. Yeah.
if you've got moving trucks on the east side versus the west side, they're people carrying stuff across, and it's
Yeah.
more likely to be confined to the west side if it's on the west side. If it's on the east side, they might be on both sides.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my personal preference on that.
All right, so let's do a roll call on the first one about the bump out for the move-in on Beverly. Okay? Commissioner Jarrett,
Yes.
Commissioner Clappett,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman,
Yes.
and Commissioner Kane.
Yes.
Okay, that's 9 on the list, circulation 7-A. And in addition, on another circulation, is the pickup and drop-offs, delivery. Any other verbiage in there? Pickup, drop-off, delivery, like foods and stuff for that front? Is that good enough for? It's
Yeah,
going to the
I-
other commission, so.
It's all, yeah, I mean,
Okay, because that's changing ordinances.
it's really a matter of signage and striping, and if having a drop-off spot instead of one parking spot, I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay.
If that makes, if it's when I say staff, I don't just mean community development. If it's what makes sense for the project, then I'm in favor of it.
Okay, Commissioner Jarrett, you already said it. Commissioner Clampett, Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman,
Yes.
Commissioner Kane.
Yes.
All right. That one's on, it's new, it's number 10. Let's move on. 8 parking lots. Following comments related to ensure parking lots in regard to proposed development plans. So the first one, the fire department requested the EV chargers. Now, in the drawing, you showed that, I believe the EVs were on the first floor, right? And then, that's, did the staff think that location, is that the same picture you saw before?
There,
No.
The proposal stated they would like the EV charger stations as close to the exit as possible.
Okay.
Currently, they're the farthest from the exit.
Did you show in that picture? In the picture they showed tonight, it was still in that same location we saw in the drawings? Okay.
yeah, they're in
So-
the southwest corner of the garage and the first floor exits in the northeast corner onto Beverly.
Okay. So that we definitely want changed. Let's see. Number 11, 8A. And just for clarification for us, it's just saying that the fire department said, and when those cars, well, really any car, when a car catches on fire, they just want to be able to drag it out of the building easily. So that's why we wanted those EVs close, because they can't put that type of fire out. So, all right?
Yeah, we don't typically get comments from police and fire, and so when we do, I think we have to prioritize it.
Yeah, yeah. Commissioner Kane,
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman,
Yes.
Commissioner Clampett,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yep.
Commissioner Jarrett.
Yes.
Okay, so 8A stays. Let's look at 8B. They answered about where the bike parking spaces and where they will be. Did any of that information change tonight? Did you notice?
I don't see the one, I know you said there's one in the southwest corner, but it's not on my site plan. It's not, just not hidden, it's not there.
Okay, so-
I don't know if I have an older version of the plan than was presented up here, but,
That can just be confirmations then of those locations?
yeah, so I'd say,
Just update the plan to show it.
again, some of that's in the public way, so
Okay,
I guess that's.
well,
And then the applicant stated tonight that there would be like 20 to 25 bike storage spaces within the building.
mm-hmm.
Currently, there's no plan that shows that.
Was he specifically saying in their storage unit, I believe, in that 6x9 unit?
There's a bike storage and repair room,
Mhm.
but there's no plan. It's just shown as an empty room.
Very good.
So it's not unusual to see the bike storage spaces, whether they're wall-mounted or
Mhm.
how they work, and
So that
have
part's
that
not there.
explained.
Okay, so we'll be adding that one. This will be 8B. That.
Yeah, I would say, I honestly, I know the applicant said it's kind of up in the air on how extra spaces would be used, whether they would be for the commercial tenants to use or not. I honestly don't.
Right, that's true.
It doesn't really matter to me specifically on the interior spaces.
I would just like to know how many, like, parking spots they have they're going to give to the commercial place and the restaurant. Just like how many are designated for that area. That's all I'd like to know.
Okay, let's stick, okay, hold on, we're going to keep with A and
And if I
B and
understood
D.
right, that was only for commercial restaurant staff, right?
Yeah, I don't see a viable way
It
for,
wasn't public parking interior.
They
Yeah.
said it could be kind of, it was for the staff, but it could be
Correct.
technically
Right.
open to the
Okay.
public.
yeah, because there's not really a viable way to
Public.
secure the garage and then make it public parking too, not for that few number of spaces.
There's a big old metro parking lot.
One second. And let's see, storage plan. So one of them that we're about to do the roll call on is the confirmation of the bike storage, where they are around the building in general, and the entire plan, and the plan for the bike rack storage room. So we said that there's a room, physical room, but there's no plan inside the room. Okay?
Correct.
That's 8B. Item 11, item 12. I thought we did 8A. Okay. Let's go to the next one, which is, actually, on that last one I just said, it's both B and D in that statement. Okay, so I'll put that on here. All right, good. Now we can go to E of section parking lots. And so this was what you guys said on the sidebar while I was typing that. That's okay. So what was your question there for E? You want to know the count?
Yeah, I would just, the numbers there. Basically, if it would be even viable by the numbers to have that be public parking. I know that security-wise, it would be iffy, but.
Okay. And I'll put some more details in there, and that is E. Okay. And let's run through these two then. So for 13, roll call. Commissioner Jarrett,
Yes.
Commissioner Clampett.
13's the bikes.
Wait,
This is the parking spaces. Are they viable? Did I skip the bikes?
no, what are we,
Did we vote on the bikes? Confirmation of bike space and storage plans.
are we voting on 8E? Is that what we're voting on?
Let's go back one. We're going to do 8.
I'm not sure what we're
Bravo.
voting on.
That's fine. 8. Let's do 8 Bravo, D, B, and D.
Okay.
I said
Eight.
Bravo, B, and D. So that's confirmation of the bike storage areas where all those bike systems
Yeah, no,
at.
I'm clear on that, but you said we're voting on 13, but
But
I'm
that's
not-
what, I'm sorry. I have a number of.
Oh, okay.
That's my list.
Oh, you have-
That's
you
what
have a
threw
list
me
of
off.
things with these numbers on it.
And then the section in the document is
Yeah.
8
E.
Bravo and Delta.
That's
Yeah,
concerning the bikes.
And,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, those are the numbers, right. And then we're going to get to E next.
okay.
So let's do that. So this is the bike storage room and design and everything there. Commissioner Jarrett,
yes.
Commissioner Clampett.
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman.
Yes.
Commissioner Kane.
Yes.
Okay. Now the space viability for public parking, which is E, 8E, and the details listed here, okay? We just talked about. Commissioner Ackerman,
We're asking.
just to put it on the, to get
consider
the numbers.
providing Public
Provide the-
parking in
I-
a secure garage.
List, yeah.
No, you could provide the information
The
on what the
spaces.
parking spaces are actually available to the restaurant, whether it's for staff. I'm not asking them to do anything, but they're saying they have parking there, so what is the parking?
So just to clarify what the parking is.
Just to verify.
Yeah.
Right,
and
'cause
to
they're-
define that it's secure, not
Well,
public.
they claim they don't know if it would be used for public. They said they
We're
don't.
asking for them to dial that in and tell us.
No, I'm just asking for the numbers. Is it even possible,
Yep,
basically?
Yep, yep, because the restaurant is a tenant of some sort, right?
Oh,
So-
I get that.
yeah. All right. Commissioner Ackerman,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Commissioner Clampett,
Yep.
Commissioner Kane,
Yep.
Commissioner Jarrett.
Yes.
I mixed that up a little bit, see? Have a look fun. Let's see, now we're on G, 8G. So this is the hours of use for residential. Is it, well, do you know, is it actually WeWork or just, it's a co-work space? And then office space and exercise rooms. So that's just asking about the detailed hours of operations.
Yeah, and I think that was because it was about the parking, and I don't think
Also.
because
Yeah.
it's only for residents, I don't think it.
I would like that information provided for staff. Personally, I mean, if staff believes it's relevant to their determinations on this.
operations, yeah.
But just to clarify, I don't personally have any issues if some parts of this are 24 hours,
Right.
resident tenants or not. I think the more activity on the street, the better, but.
Does staff think they need that information? Because again, it says here with shared parking allowances.
If there are shared parking, it would be helpful for staff to know there's shared parking requirements within the code. So
Okay, then.
It would be helpful to.
I just wanted to make sure you still needed that information based on what they provided. But okay.
Yeah, what are the shared parking requirements? So we'll keep that one. Item 8G. Commissioner Clampett,
Well, yeah,
Commissioner Jarrett,
Yeah.
especially because staff needs it.
Commissioner,
Support staff.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Yes.
Commissioner Kane,
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, that one stands. And we're into site illumination. We definitely have some things here.
I think the primary things here are staff has concerns about whether there's enough illumination near the garage entrances, and the use of the wall pack fixtures. Personally, I'm not in favor of use of the wall pack fixtures.
Yeah.
And then for me personally, I'm more than happy for some deviations from the light standards at the perimeter of the property to get lighting conditions on the street up to where public safety is where it should be. I mean, I think that's up to staff and the architects, but
This would be another one of those, we're not into a variance kind of situations, right?
Well,
This is
yeah.
This would be a variance we would have to.
well, with the plan development, all of the deviations fall under that one
Right.
request. But yeah, it's a specific request.
Yeah. All right. So we're saying we're going to keep this one 9, site illumination, and we can say removing, what are those wall mounts called again?
Wall pack fixtures.
We're asking to remove those, so that's out.
I think we're keeping everything with the lights, basically.
Well,
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and go ahead and do the better lighting. Improve lighting, and then we'll have to do a deviation
I would
and
say
and
that
approve
goes
it.
for, I mean, I would say that goes for my personal take is any entrance that needs more light should, without being obtrusive in staff's opinion, should be.
And stairwells
Should be handled, yeah.
everywhere.
Right, and you guys described it that way already, that you're not shining them to anyone's home and avoiding, obviously,
Yeah.
the uplighting from apartments, so,
Lighting as safe as possible without interfering with the other apartments or housing in the area.
Right.
second. Okay. All right, so that one's going to be 9 ABC. Yep, that's going to be all of 9, so, okay. Commissioner Ackerman,
Yes.
Commissioner Kane,
Yes.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Clampett,
Yes.
Commissioner Jarrett.
Yes.
All right. That's in. Number 10, completeness the zoning board of appeals requires. Where's my number 10 at?
That's just if you had any additional information that you would like to request.
Oh, that was open? Okay. I think we put some of those in already. We put 2, the camera and the pull up to the lot, or the pull up for drop off and pick up, so that was the additional. Okay, so those are the questions from the commission and the staff. We talked about deviations, and we did mention some conditions that will be listed in here. So I think those are the 4 bullet points you gave me, Ryan, to make sure we did? Okay, very good. Any other questions from the commission? This is still part of our long commission discussion. I think we covered all the bullet points, so we should be pretty thorough here. Okay, very good. at this point, then, I think I can ask if we're ready to close the conversation point for the commission? Can I
We
get-
would be continuing, correct, to either to a date, to a date certain, assuming
Okay,
that
we can
the
close
applicant
this
thinks.
discussion till, do we want to do January 7th? Or do, yeah, we have the 60 days. If we do it January 7th, we're inside our window easily.
In terms of the time that the applicant will need to get things together and staff will need to review it, I would think you would not want to go earlier than the 14th, probably.
Are we
but-
meeting our deadline for the 60 days, giving them our questions? That'll be met, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's fine, all right.
But for clarification, your next meeting is the 14th.
The 14th, the 2nd, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. I turned that list in. So the 14th, is that too soon? Is it too soon for staff?
It would depend on when staff receive the drawings,
Okay.
so I don't know when the petition
So
will be able to.
right, so is that or a special meeting? So right now, the 14th of January is our next scheduled meeting. And then you have, this is just estimates, right?
We could continue to a date certain, and then if it's not enough time, we just continue again.
Yeah, you want to do that? So we'll pencil in, basically, it's called continue to a date certain.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the 14th. And if we're not ready, we'll push it to the next one. Okay? All right.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead, you can make the motion,
I was
because you
gonna
know the
say,
verbiage.
I would make a
so.
motion to continue the petition to a date certain of January 14th, 2026.
Second.
Okay.
He seconded.
He had the motion.
Yeah, he
Motion.
seconded it.
Okay, good. All right,
Moving right along.
so that motion
we need to-
carries.
we
Oh,
need to
no, do we
vote.
have to also roll call this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Or voice vote is fine.
We can do a quick voice vote on that. Commissioner Kane,
Yes.
Commissioner Ackerman,
Yep.
Commissioner Gonzalez,
Yes.
Commissioner Clampett, Commissioner Jarrett. Of course, you
Yes.
too, because you did it. Yes. Motion passes. We'll schedule that for the 14th of January, 2026, or readjust it as needed.
Will we be in this building still?
That's another question. That's someone else's job. I don't know.
Nobody knows the answer to that.
Yes,
I'll
that's,
find out tomorrow.
yeah.
When you find out, tell us.
All right.
I will.
Okay. So that's how we're ending our section. We're not closing it because we just continued it. So now I'm going to ask, is there any new business? Okay, there's no business to
I don't
be
have
heard.
anything.
Now I'm going to close the new business section and open, are there any public comments on non-agenda items? Public comments on non-agenda items. Okay, I'll officially close no comments on non-agenda items. Okay? All right, so if that's all, I would like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Second. Ackerman? Clampett, did we say you? Okay, we're officially adjourned. Thank you for your time today, everyone.